Hello and welcome, everybody, to episode 20. Yeah, 20. Now that's a milestone. Episode 20 of Collecting Justified, your most consistent weekly Saturday toy podcast live stream, whatever you want to call it. We show up every Saturday at 8:45-ish. It's 8:52 right now. But, it is what it is. It's been 20 episodes. You should know what you're in for at this point. But again, Collecting Justified. My name's Justin. Just Justin Collects YouTube channel. You also might be watching this on Kenny's channel, Encounter Culture. Speaking of Kenny, let's bring Kenny in.
Hey.
Hey, man.
What's going on?
Long time no see.
I know. So I finally climbed my way out of the basement. I will say things are getting a little weird down there. We may need to power wash some walls at some point. Things are smelling a little bit. Anyway, I digress. But so things are good. We are live both on my channel and over on X as well. So so we've got a wide net this evening.
Nice. But Kenny, we can't do this alone, my friend.
We cannot.
Never. We have to bring in the glue that holds the show together. It might be Elmer's, it might be a little cheap, but it's glue that holds the show together. He's rolling his eyes. I'm sorry, David. It's David Evan Smith.
Cheap?
David.
Who are you calling cheap? Wait a minute.
How's it going, man?
Good. And hello to all the toy sluts and basic bitches out there. Good to be back with you all. Good to see you out of the basement, Kenny.
Thank you.
Glad you survived the experience.
It was something.
Welcome back.
Guys, Andrew will join us today. He's running a little late. And Mike Hex in the chat is asking, is Alexi back? Alexi is not back yet, Mike. It's going to be, I don't know, maybe 3 more weeks before Alexi's back.
He's in solitary confinement at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
If they let him back in the country. I don't know if they'll let him back into the country.
He was in the basement. He punched a guard. It got crazy. It's fine. It's fine. But so guys, episode 20. That's crazy, right? I didn't think we were gonna make it this far, but we did, and we're gonna keep going.
Haven't been canceled yet, so thank God.
Not yet. But guys, I've got to get our I redid some of the housekeeping graphics. I've got to get all this uploaded. But let's go around. Kenny, man, how was your Christmas? How was your trip?
It was good. It was a nice long trip. We got back this morning. So I was in Canada I was in Brazil yesterday. I was in Canada this morning for a layover, and I'm back home now. So it's been a long couple of days, but I'm here. I'm badly sunburned on my back and shoulders, but I am here. So here we go.
Right. Well, it's awesome to see you back, bud. We missed you. We missed you.
Yeah, I missed hanging out with you guys. Luckily, I was able to at least watch while you guys did the stream. So some good stuff over the last couple of weeks, but I'm definitely glad to be back.
Awesome. David, how was your Christmas, man?
I have not been to Brazil. I have not been to Canada. I've been working my retail job and was off Christmas Day. Christmas has, because I've worked retail for like 20 something years, Christmas has become like a guaranteed day off of work. And that's about it. Like, it's very no nonsense. Like, no, I usually work early the day after Christmas because like all the promos change in the store. So like I'm in at 5 a.m. the day after Christmas, so I can't like turn up at a night party somewhere and go off. So Christmas was very relaxing. Went and hung out with my friend who also works retail at his place. We watched a movie, drank in his house, and just hung out. So it was chill. It was what I needed it to be, But it was good. It was good. Good way to wind the year down.
Nice. Good, man. I'm glad everybody had a good one. Ours was busy. Not too bad, but I was talking to my wife I feel like the older you get, the faster time moves.
Yeah.
Where it felt like it was just Christmas last year, and now this year's Christmas is already over, and it's just insane. It's nonstop, and I feel like I blinked, and we're at episode 20 on this show. It's just a weekly show. That's 20 weeks in a
20
row.
weeks. Yeah.
What in the world happened? I don't.
I think time is probably going to move faster for you because you're a parent, and I'm
Yeah.
speaking from no experience in that area at all. But like every Christmas, you're looking at it through the eyes of like where your kid is at, like what his understanding of the holiday is, what he's asking for this year, like what his level of engagement is, and like how much bigger he is this year versus last year. So like I think time's gonna feel faster because
Oh yeah,
your kid grows up so quickly, you know?
yeah, man, it's
Yeah.
moving way too fast. But so let's. We got people in the chat. Let's get this housekeeping out of the way, guys. Let's get that out of the way, and then we can get into we can say hi to the chat, get into pickups and all that good stuff, and then eventually get into our main topic, which is going to be a lot of fun. So, bam, right here, this slide hasn't changed yet. Welcome to Collecting Justified, your weekly Saturday night live stream at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time ish. And you can join me. David's always here. Kenny just got out of the basement. Andrew's in and out of the basement. Alexi's fled the country, after leaking my StreamYard password to Dan Who, but he'll be back eventually. But we have fun. We sit here and we try to justify our collections the best way we can. And the fact that we reluctantly collect McFarlane, I don't know. It's an ongoing saga on this channel. But guys, the free Andrew from the Basement Fund is live because the channel has been so successful. And I did update this graphic today. I had a little too much fun with it. That's Kenny. What did you, Alexi and Andrew, name these guys that have been back there for forever behind Andrew? I forget what their names were.
Is one of them Rocco? Rocco
Yeah,
the
yeah.
I hope not.
That's where he's gone. That's
Oh no.
The other one is just Toby. We don't know much else about him. Just some guy named Toby. Yeah.
I will say, nobody's tried to break out for a while. That's why there's a cobweb on the staircase. I don't even know if that bear trap at the top is rusted or if it even still works.
Very rusted. It's definitely tetanus.
Right. But yeah, that's not bronze. That's rust right there on it. But any super chats are greatly appreciated. They go towards supporting the channel and keeping Andrew out of the basement. And you can also become a member of the Justified. We have a 2-tier system here. We have the Justified and the Justified MVP. I'm working on rolling out more to these tiers here soon if I can just get it to work. But greatly appreciated. We have a good amount of channel members now. And Alexi was doing the readouts. And then the second we start getting more members, he flees the country. So let me get into what do we do here every week, guys? We
shout out these channel
shout
members.
Them out.
Start and the end.
At the beginning and the end of each live stream. So here we go. The Justified MVP tier is Legion X, aka Rick himself, who's now been on 2 shows with us. And then the Z-Man, the OG Justified channel member. Those are our Justified MVPs. Thank you, gentlemen, so much. And now we get into the Justified. Let me take a sip of my Powerade here real quick. Clear my throat. I don't get as personal as Alexi does. This is just going to be a read through, guys. We have St. James, Compulsive Collector, Dan Who Reviews, Christopher Allen, Displayed Once, aka Zordon, if you know, you know, Zion Collectibles, Tac Tac Toys, Cedric Brown, Brian Wong, Kyle M, Gabriel, KJ Smith, Cyber, Abagon's Collection, Jazz D, Kevin Beatty, Kurt K, Super Turk 5000, Darth Primus, John Busink Jr., Joe Juxtapose, Your Girls Got Legos, aka Alexi's better half, Jesse Hubbard, Breathian. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. STM Figures, Phil Jones, Geek Fusion TV, and the gentleman right here on the screen with us in Counterculture, Kenny himself. Thank you to all of our Justified channel members. Oh gosh, guys, that list, it keeps getting a little longer. But and here's our thumbnail for today. I've been sitting on waiting for 4 of us to be on so I can use this like little layout, little friends layout. But I enjoyed this a little too much. My wife asked me today, she was like, "Why friends?" I was like, "Why not?" That's
Isn't
why not?
that starting to become like too old of a reference now? Like all the kids that work at my retail store were like born at the tail end of when Friends was on television.
That's fair.
So
Maybe.
I don't even know if 90s television is modern enough for references.
I don't know, man. I really don't want to think too much into it. It's
Get it in while you can. Get it in while you can.
Yeah. I mean, this might be the right audience, you know.
Yeah, exactly. We're all collectors, you know. We're all past our prime anyway, right? Who cares?
Could we be any more perfect for that graphic?
Oh, no, absolutely not. And I don't know if you noticed Andrew's little friend he had with him in that graphic. I've got a story behind that. John's in the chat saying Alexi is the smartest MF here. Thank you, John. And he also says I should listen to my wife more. She would agree with you, John. She would agree with you.
MF means McFarlane collector, right?
That's
I think so.
Absolutely.
I think so. But guys, let's see. I want to just scroll through and shout out people in the chat. Legion X is here. Howdy, folks. Mike Hex is here, and Compulsive Collector, and other people are watching. Guys, make sure drop. You know, if you don't want to say hi, just drop hashtag Justified in the chat. Whatever you want to. You know, just let us shout you out. You're here watching.
That's right.
You might as well get a shout out. Okay.
Subscribe. Yeah. I think we're like, what is it? 17 away from 1K.
1,000. Yeah, 17 away from the first 1K.
So close. You could hit this by the end of the year, right? We're there. So, you know, folks, if you're out there, make it happen. You know, we got a couple days left. 17. That's a small number. We could do this.
Exactly. And guys, here in just 3 days, the channel will be 1 year old. I uploaded my first video December 31st of last year. So almost a full year old. So
there you go.
Yes, it's a little celebration.
Are you planning a big event for the celebration of a 1 year?
I'm gonna save the big celebration for like in 2 years or whatever when we finally hit 100 episodes. That'll be fun. That'll be a big celebration. Okay. But guys, let's get into pickups. Does everybody have something to show off? A little something. Yeah. A little something. All right. David, let's start with you.
Okay.
I'll make you big here.
Oh, you know just how to make me big.
How to make you big.
Just how. So not too much, but I did get finally some more Secret Wars figures. So got Black Costume Spider-Man and his Jazz Hands cover appearance from the Secret Wars comic, and Super Roller Skating Iron Man. So ready to hit the disco with Dazzler.
Are you displaying him with the roller skates on?
Absolutely.
You must.
He comes with the roller skates. There's
no other option.
Why would you not? Like, come on, Justin.
That's fair.
It's unjustifiable to display him without the roller skates. And then last week I just finished watching the full replay of the 7-hour Secret Santa live stream on Legends and Liquor from last week. I jumped on at the tail end of it when I got out of work and got home, but it was a lot of content ahead of me. But I devoted my Saturday off to like catching up on that, so it was good to see that. But that's what my remaining pickups are from, the Secret Santa that I opened on the stream. So first off, I got Guile in and I'm totally stealing your pose, Justin, with the comb.
Such a great figure.
I mean, he comes with a comb like
I'm
draw all the attention to that amazing hairstyle.
I'm
Like,
so nervous I'm gonna lose that comb at some point.
You
but
are.
he holds it very snugly in the hand. Like,
Yeah.
very snugly in the hand. So awesome figure. And that's from D Blake Makes, who
Nice.
Kenny and I met at Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con this past year.
Who didn't recognize you at first?
Yeah, he more than made up for his accusation of me not being me.
Right.
Because he not only got me Gaia, which was on my list of things from Secret Santa, but he gave of himself. He gave the art that he creates and his business. So he packed the box with a bunch of his treat your shelf kind of logo pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So I got Versus, I got Fight.
I need those.
In Street Fighter style, I got the Street Fighter logo.
Nice.
I got KO and also The Simpsons for the Jack Pacific toy line.
Nice.
That is iffy with the eyes. Avengers. So my whole top shelf here is Avengers. So I'll find use for this for sure. Batman in the 66 style, which is anybody that knows me or has seen the stream, that's my number one Batman. So, and then finally 2 X-Men logos to treat my shelves for that. So I can do blue team, gold team, But yeah, like super heartwarming to receive a package like that. He apologized for not sending me more figures from my list, but I'm like, you sent me a figure from my list, and then you gifted me with this very personal stuff, unique stuff that like I can't go to a store and find on a shelf. To buy at a Target, like I would have to be at a con and walk up to your table and be able to get these things. So you've definitely got a customer in me for the future. So I've already been combing your site for like the next things that I'm gonna get. So thank you, Damien, for the gift. It was really appreciated. Thank you.
Nice. Yeah, I've got I don't know how many signs in my cart on his site right now. I just haven't clicked checkout yet because I'm waiting to see if I need more.
I think I'm lucky because like I don't know where Damien lives, but he lives in enough like close enough proximity to me that I run into him all the time at toy shows and things. So like every time I go to a toy show, he's there. So I buy like 5 or 6 more of these signs, right? So
I mean, I have his address on the box. So
go ahead and show it right now.
I'll just show up to his house.
Road trip or something. We can go and like storm his storage area or something.
Perfect.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, man. Everybody knocked it out of the park.
Jersey. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So let's see here, Kenny. What did you get, my friend?
Yeah. Hey. Oh, hey, everybody.
Oh.
So a little bit of backtracking, right? Because I was out for a couple of weeks. So as I was locked in the basement, packages were just piling up, but not as many as you might think, right? So I did a little backtracking. I was finally able to get this Colossus because this sold out pretty much everywhere once it went live, right? So it came back up on Amazon, so I was able to snag that. So looking forward to opening this. It's a little late, so I won't be doing a review or anything for this, but I'm definitely looking forward to cracking it open.
That's a big boy too.
Yeah.
It's a great figure.
The big thing that came though while I was away, and I was so hoping that this showed up before I left for the trip, but the Ghostbusters HasLab, right? The 2 in the box, so the trap and the PKE meter, 1/1 scale props came.
Ooh.
So wow. I haven't opened them yet. I was like, should I open these on the stream? I was like, Kurt did a little unboxing of a HasLab last week. Maybe I'll do that this week. I'm not going to do that because it's like 500 pieces in here. So
no.
Not really.
They sent you the Lego version of that where you get to build it yourself.
It's so many pieces, but It is cool though. You know, you got some like patches and stuff, and I'll just pull out like the main body of the trap just so we can see that. But
Oh,
you can see,
nice.
like,
Man,
how cool that is, right? So
if anything makes sense to send patches with, it's something to do with Ghostbusters because so many
right.
people actually cosplay as Ghostbusters and they can actually put those patches on their suits. So
Yeah, and they're pretty good. And they get, I mean, you got like 1, 2, 3, 4 different patches, right? So you've got like the main one, you've got like the little sort of mini puff from the newer movies, right? And then they've got this sort of like gear
Hmm.
variant version, and then like the HasLab patch. So
Nice.
you know,
nice.
something unique that you're not going to have otherwise, right? So
Yeah.
I'm absolutely looking forward to cracking that open. This was actually, I just opened the box right now, so I hadn't had a chance to actually look at the trap. But this, I mean, it's got good weight to it. It is. I'm very much looking forward to cracking all this open. So looks pretty awesome.
Do you already have somewhere to display it? Set aside?
Absolutely not. I have the proton pack is over there. I'm still trying to figure out where to put all this stuff. So
Oh man. Oh, get with David, get a mannequin.
I was gonna
And
say,
you
if
can just
only
put it
you
all
had
on
a
the mannequin.
mannequin that you could put a jumpsuit on and
So-
a backpack.
this actually, let's do this because I have the jumpsuit, right? Because back in the day, like I made my own jumpsuit. I've got the patches and everything, you know. Yeah, that could.
I'll only
This
charge
could-
you
this could-
$5,000 for the mannequin.
Okay, well, all right. Well,
How many sentinels is that? That's a lot of sentinels.
yeah. How many sentinels are we talking?
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
so that's the pickups for the week. But
Wow.
Man, yeah, I would have been like, did you have somebody like get it for you and like hold it, or did it
So-
just sit in front of your front door?
no,
While you
it
were
was
out.
FedEx, right? So they required a signature. So thankfully, I was able to just have them hold it.
I would have been sweating bullets the
Same.
whole time.
Absolutely. When I got the notification it was shipping, I was like, nah, no, come on, don't leave it there because I don't know what's gonna. Thankfully, they're like, we require a signature, and they left a little notice, and I had to call them and be like, hey, can you hold it? And yeah, no problem. So
You're like, honey, are these plane tickets refundable?
I gotta go back. I know I just landed yesterday, but I gotta go back.
All right, man. So, I guess it's me as I have a little bit. So first, I'll get into my Secret Santa. One of them I didn't want to pull off the shelf. I already put it on the shelf. It was the last Phantom Menace figure I needed. It was not Padme. Yeah, Padme. Yeah, Padme. It was Padme, and it's hard to get her to really stand. You know those female figures. And I've got her back behind, like standing behind little Anakin on the shelf on the riser. And I put her there, put everything back in front of her, and had to slowly back away from the shelf and pray it didn't fall. So I wasn't about to pull her back off. But the other figure I got, because my Secret Santa was bring toys to work Michael, and he took care of me as well, was the Super 7 Ultimates Stitch.
Nice.
And guys, I held out on this. I'm a big I love Stitch. I held off on this because I thought, like some of their other figures, it was going to be too big. And even like online, it looked big. I never really watched a review or anything. It really hasn't been out too long. But man, I've got the little wired superhero cape he comes with on him right now. And his little blaster with a carrot stuck in it. And he does stand next to Captain Carrot on the shelf, by the way. This is a great Stitch. And I've got beside me here the Revoltech one. And I've got to say, I think the Super 7 one, I think it might be a little better. The colors are better on it. I do have like a different head on the Revoltech one. The Revoltech one comes with the extra arms where you can make him 4-armed. You can give him the antennas. But the Super 7 one comes with more. It comes with more accessories. He doesn't have the other extra arms, but he arguably has, if not more articulation, at least the same. It just breaks down different. But the colors are better. I still like both figures, and they're going to stand next to each other on the shelf. But, man, I really like this. I knew I was going to like it because it's Stitch. But I like it a lot more than I thought I would. It's really good.
Did you do the carrot thing, or it comes with that in there?
Oh, it comes with it in there.
Oh, that's
It's
great.
from the movie. Yeah. It comes with, I think, a total of like 4 or 5 different heads. The only downside is like you can't do anything with the face plates. Like all the heads have some. This is the plain head. He's got one with a plunger on it, one with a chef's hat, and one where he's like crazy eyes. I wish you could mix and match like the faces with the heads, kind of, if that makes sense, and it give you more options. But it's still like the Revoltech comes with the snow cone, the extra arms, and one extra head. And you're looking at, they're probably around the same retail price point.
Yeah.
The Revoltech before its reissue was going for $300 before they reissued it. So I don't know. It's dealer's choice, whatever you prefer. But like, look, I didn't realize that the colors were so much darker on the Revoltech before.
It definitely stands out side by side.
Yeah, but
this is still almost muddy. The Revoltech looks almost muddy.
Yeah. You can just say there are 2 different versions of Stitch.
Yeah,
you know, he made different ones. If anyone ever watched the show or anything like that, old school show.
Well, I'm dating myself, but I worked at a movie theater when the movie came out. So yeah.
It's okay. It's okay, Kenny. Yeah. It's okay. You're not the old one here. David is. That's the story, and we're sticking to it.
No,
at least when Kurt's not here. So that is my Secret Santa. So thank you very much, Michael. Even though I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, you can't tell who your Secret Santa is." It's a secret up until the gift giving part.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that's
I had none of you there when I got on the stream to defend this position.
Rush was there. He believed that as well, but
Rush. Everybody else was. Christopher Allen, everyone's favorite, was like, "No, the UK doing it right." Cloud was like, "She's with the Brits on this one." How dare all of you? All of you are traitors to America. It is not the way you run a Secret Santa. You're supposed to find out at the end. It's not a secret until the day you die. It's not a secret you take to your grave. It's not a secret that you swallow a cyanide capsule before somebody tells who it is.
Exactly. The secret
is temporarily a secret until you exchange the gift.
Exactly. Okay.
Period.
Right.
Sorry. Thank you. Thank you for that, Justin.
Exactly.
Because I was pissed. I was pissed.
Yeah.
I was late to the stream. I was at work, and the first person that does their Secret Santa opening when I'm there is Jamie Gitchard. Love you, Jamie. But then he was like, "Oh, thank you, Secret Santa," and then we just move on to somebody else. What the hell?
Who was it?
Now I'm just left to wonder for the rest of my life who got Jamie his gift.
Right.
What is this?
And the only person that knows for sure, unless the person reveals it to the other. So in this instance, right, like Kurt set up the American Secret Santa, right? I got Kurt, right? And he knew already that I was his Secret Santa, so I was like, yeah, all right. But now I just put that out there. So
exactly.
The leaks are coming. Justin promised the leaks are coming. All right.
Exactly.
So there you go.
Mine was Michael Bring Toys to Work. David's was D Blake Makes. Mike Hext here says he took care of D Blake. Yeah. And so Mike Hext was his. Mine was I gifted to JC. JC Hesh. So,
I had St. James, and I got him. I made sure to get him Sticky Dick from Batman 66.
Definitely.
And the Hercules that he asked for, and the Alfred that he asked for. So,
and Rush had me, but I said that. So I was the first one to reveal because I had to get on and off real quick. So in theory, everybody should have followed my lead.
Exactly.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It blew my mind. That was my biggest stressor through the whole stream, the part that I was on. Like, how do you not find out?
They got it all wrong over there. They've got it all wrong. They're driving on the wrong side of the road. Come on.
I just feel bad. They're all carrying around this unknown of all these Secret Santas that they've had in their entire life. Say you've participated in 5 Secret Santas, you now have 5 gifts, so you have no idea of who they're from for your entire.
And isn't part of the nostalgia and appreciation for the gift, knowing who gave it to you, and it creates that kind of bond between you and that person. that you can like continue forward, and like I'd be much more likely to like buy gifts for D Blake Makes in the future because he did that for me, you know? So like what is wrong with British people? What is wrong with the entirety of the British community?
I didn't even out that I was JC's gift giver.
Dan did.
Dan did. Dan was like, if I had to guess, and pulled me up on the screen. I was like, how did he guess? I don't know how he guessed. I don't know. I put stickers in the box too, and JC didn't see the stickers. But it's all good. But guys, before I continue my pickups, I have a couple more things. We have a guest here. Who is this? It's not as dark as I remember it being, but it is Andrew.
Hey,
Andrew,
finally made it.
Hello.
It's going good. How are y'all?
Yeah, you had a busy day today, man. You had a busy day. But I see you have a friend in the background with you.
Yeah.
We can get to that. We can get to
we'll
that.
talk about it later.
Yeah. Andrew, I know I just saw you on Christmas Day, but how was your Christmas, man?
It was good. It was good. Yours?
Yeah. It was fine. It was fine. We were talking earlier. It was just busy. Flew by.
Yeah.
So, Andrew, I'm just gonna finish my pickups real quick so we can move on and get to yours, because that's really what everybody wants to see anyway. Yeah. And I'm glad you're here because I do have something at the end of my pickups from you. So, I showed off Stitch. Now let me show. This came in the mail on Christmas Eve. Delivered. Gold label Captain Carrot. Man, I'm glad I have it. It's like looking at them online, it doesn't look different enough, but when you have them side by side, it's a lighter yellow. And I know one of my biggest gripes was that the carrots aren't painted. But in his classic suit, he doesn't even have the carrots there. So it was just yellow. So McFarlane should have just did different forearms, but it's a mold and blah, 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 reuse, whatever. But I know, John. I know. If only since it was gold label, he had done a cloth wired cape on this. I think what hurts the most, and I'm not going to break out in song here, David. Don't worry. I think these came maybe just a few months before he really started rolling out the cloth wired capes. If he had just held out, if these came a little later, but man, this is great. And these, it's going to look great next to these guys. My glow in the dark Captain Carrot next year. That's going to look great. Just going to have a carrot corpse.
I have the biggest collection of Captain Carrot that exists. So, I mean, it's 3 figures, but you're the only one who's going to own all 3. So,
yeah, I know. And I'm getting 2 glow in the dark ones because I'm repainting all the red parts on the glow in the dark one blue on one of them. Nice. So it's going to be like gray and blue. I'm going to attempt to. So, and hopefully I don't just ruin the figure.
I've got a pile of things that I'm going to paint at some point to do something with. Yeah. So I get it.
Yeah. Do you have to get also, you have to track down an action figure of the Flaming Carrot from the comic books. Do you know about that character?
No,
you don't? Google search Flaming Carrot. That is a character. No,
I'm getting high school flashbacks right now.
It's I believe it was from Top Cow comic books, if I'm not mistaken. And
that doesn't sound sketchy at all.
What?
That doesn't sound sketchy at all.
Listen, no, for real. And he was just like a regular like suit body guy, but he had a huge head that was a carrot. So look into it. He would be the first. I think they made a figure of it too, like way back. So,
okay, David. I will make make sure I'm not at work. I'm home alone.
I'm looking it up right now. Don't worry.
I have virus protection on before I Google search that.
Thank you, Kenny, for trusting because as much shade as I get in this family here, like I am legit. I wouldn't steer you wrong. Wouldn't
it's
try to
legit.
History. Thank you. Go ahead, Kenny. Go ahead.
It's legit. It's legit. Wait, hold on. I started Googling it and then it brought up TMNT. So there's a Turtles crossover.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I didn't know that. All right, nice.
Okay. Well,
is it from Top Cow comic books? Or am I misremembering that?
Trying to bring up the image here. This looks like Mirage, but But that's probably because it's the Turtles one. Hold on.
Mm.
Let me go back to the original search.
But it's called the Flaming Carrot, right?
Yeah, Flaming Carrot.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That. Wow. Wow. Yeah. It's just a carrot for a head.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it would
let me-
complement your Captain Carrot figures perfectly. So
Oh,
just
what are
saying.
you trying to do to me, David?
Captain Carrot, Man of Mystery. There you go.
Flaming carrot.
See?
Right
Yeah.
here. Was that the figure right there?
I don't know. Like I can't.
That might be.
Oh
a
yeah,
custom.
maybe. No, I feel like there was a better quality figure. I don't know. We'll have
Wow.
to follow up on this in the future.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
forgive
for
you for
doubting you,
doubting
David.
me.
Well, now we've got an episode. Vegetable things.
Flaming carrots. But
Carrots.
Anyway,
Sustainable collection.
Beta carotene
that
and why it's good for you.
whenever you throw it out, it just it's all good. It's compost. It's all fine.
Right.
But guys, it wouldn't
Mhm.
be a haul without something to do with Power Rangers. So this is nothing super special, but the Bandai Legacy figures, they did Build-A-Figures. So this is the Zeo Legacy Collection Build-A-Figure. I never picked up any of the Zeo Rangers, but I was able, with some assistance, to get my hands on the Zeo Megazord Build-A-Figure. This is a crazy conversation when there's a whole movie that came out
Movie?
with these comics.
It was a Flaming Carrot movie?
Okay,
Yeah,
well.
see?
I
I've
didn't
never
know
heard
that.
it.
See?
Next week's
I
episode,
know.
watch party.
Hey.
Flaming
Right?
Carrot.
There we go. There we go. But yeah, so I'm trying to backtrack and not get all of them, but most of them. I want to backtrack and get the Dino Thunder one to go with my Dino Thunder Rangers and the 2017 movie one. I don't have any of those Rangers, but I would just like to have the Build-A-Figure. So I already have the Mighty Morphin Dino Megazord and the In-Space Astro Megazord that they did. So, long-term goals. And they're not expensive at all. They don't pop up complete all that much. So, and I know this came, I don't know when, but I finally went ahead and shipped my BBTS pile of loot because I found that Wolverine. So I wanted to actually get my Deadpool shipped to me. So
Question: does your Deadpool, does he have his sheath on his ankle, his leg down there?
Yeah.
What the man? I don't know. I must have pissed Hasbro off because I received like 3 figures in a row that are messed up. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's good.
Yeah. No sheath for baby knife?
No, it's just a hole in his calf.
Sometimes you need just a hole.
Yeah, sometimes
That's
just
all.
a hole.
Sometimes.
And then the shame continues, David. I confessed to this the other week, but here's the penguin.
Oh,
Continuing
wow.
the movie figures. Now I just need to track down Battinson. I'm not happy about it, but I'm doing it.
So I have 2 things to say about this subject. One, has everybody in this chat watched the Penguin series?
No,
No.
I haven't.
None of you. So off of that, you have to watch the Penguin series.
Okay.
I hear good things.
It is phenomenal. I would call it the best adaptation of a comic book to live action that I have ever watched. And it's the perfect way to translate Batman into a real world. It was they were fully developed characters. They were characters that they developed that you never really get insight into in comics and other adaptation materials, but highly, like, people were talking like Oscar worthy, like highly recommend. Like, you need to watch the show.
That was high praise, David.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
still gonna watch it.
Did you hear that the second movie is delayed another year into 2027? October 2027 is when Batman 2 is supposed to come out. Now that, like, as much as I love the Penguin series, you really lose momentum when your movies are that far apart.
Yeah.
Because didn't the Batman one come out in 2022?
Yeah, they're 5
Yeah.
years apart. So that I read an article today that it was highlighting like they're 5 years apart. And I mean, sequels can be that far apart. It's common, but that's a long time. And you're right though, it does lose all that momentum from the Penguin series.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Penguin season 2 before then. Maybe
I would hope.
don't know.
I would hope. Like that's a show that I would love to see them continue. And I really like the format of picking a villain character and like really going in a deep dive into like what their whole world is like and what
Yeah.
makes them the way that they are. And of all the characters, I was skeptical with Penguin because I'm like I never really cared for him, but
Yeah.
this really painted a full picture and
Mm.
like utilized Penguin better than other media adaptations have done before.
Gotcha.
So highly recommend if you have like a week off from work and you could binge it, I suggest binging. I think it's like 8 episodes.
Yeah.
And Colin Farrell is like a revelation in that role. Like watching
Nice.
him for 8 straight episodes and like in that role, you really don't see Colin Farrell at all.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do too spoilery, but there's a scene where he's like kidnapped and tied to a chair and he was stripped naked when he was tied to that chair. So there's like a fat suit. He's in the fat suit that looks very realistic. They don't show anything, too graphic, but like it, like just from top to bottom, special effects, acting, writing, direction, like I have no notes about what could have made that show better. And I
Nice.
always have opinions about what could be done better. Everyone knows.
No,
Yeah.
David, nah,
Yeah.
not you.
So
Not you.
Penguin,
Yeah,
Chef's Kiss. Watch it. Watch it. Everybody watch it.
it's definitely on the list. It's definitely on the list. I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
So, but speaking of hearing nothing but good things about something, I did something.
Oh God.
So this was in my pile of loot because, BPTS always does like the clearance sales and stuff like that. So you hop on stuff like this Penguin. When I had bought it, it was only like $10. So figured, why not? Something else that was on clearance. I've heard nothing but good things about them, but I've never even I got a Plunderling. So I got Captain Ash. So I really like the look of this guy. He comes with like a little a hat and everything. I'll probably open it on stream today. I'm excited. To me, this is probably a one and done.
It looks
It's
like
gonna go on the
Stitch's
shelf.
grandfather or something.
I was gonna
like
say
that.
it looks like he's like a cousin to Stitch. I
Yeah.
didn't think of that before, but you're showing them together in the stream, like
He can be next to Stitch. He can go with like my Savage Crucible and Mythic Legions is like a little gremlin guy near him and everything. It might be a little too cartoony or something. But I don't know. He can go somewhere. He can go on a random shelf. I just really wanted to check it out. They look fun. Looks like a fun character, and it was marked down. So why not give it a shot?
Right.
So I'm excited about that. But we're gonna get into something I picked up today from a certain person on this stream, Andrew. So there's a story behind this, and we'll wait till Andrew's turn to tell like the whole story. I got now everyone's gonna be jealous. This is one of 4. There's only one of 4 in the world.
Oh.
This is Plank right here. Andrew made me a plank, guys. This is awesome.
Yep.
Ed and Eddie, please tell me you guys watched Ed and Eddie.
Yeah.
Please. Okay.
no, sorry.
Not David. No.
David.
None of you seen Penguin, so who's the real loser
okay.
here?
That-
Who's the
Okay.
real loser here?
David's got a very fair point.
So we have to go watch Penguin,
Yeah.
and David has to go watch Ed, and Eddie. Okay, deal.
I don't know if that's a fair trade, but okay.
So
Oscar
that's
worthy.
awesome.
I just said Oscar worthy Penguin.
There's
Just
probably
saying.
a guy named Oscar in the show Ed, and Eddie. So
Right.
you
John said David's too old for that show. And guys, Art G is in the house. Hey, Art, how's it going, bud? Art, I'm so
Hey.
sorry with Christmas and everything. I've not been able to go to the post office to mail your Wolverine off, but it is coming. I've
It's
got to mail
not.
your Wolverine off. Yes, it is. It is. It's coming. It's coming.
He's
I've got to mail
lying.
your Wolverine, and I owe our MVP Justified members stickers still. So Z-Man and Legion X are both going to get their stickers. So I'm going to the post office, guys. I'm going to the post office, I swear. He said, nice plunderlings are a lot of fun to pose around. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things. Let's hope it's not a slippery slope. I'm saying right now it can't be. No, one and done. That's it. That's it. So, Andrew.
Yep.
We've all done our pickups. My friend, what do you have to show off today? It's been a little while.
It's been a little bit. So I guess we'll start off with something I picked up last week. Got Flo and Ramon. Yeah.
Nice.
They won't try to get like most of the radiator springs.
Yeah.
So they
They've done Ramon in so many different colors. Everything.
Yeah.
I think Jackson has like 3 different Ramones.
Yeah.
They're all different colors.
So this one's kind of like a orange kind of color. Yeah.
Yeah. The Flow was hard to find for a long time.
Yeah. And then I found it in a 2-pack at Target. So I was like, might as well go ahead and pick it up now. And then I'm a Fast and Furious fan. So I found the F-150 Lightning from the first movie.
Nice. Who
I don't know
drove
if I'm
that?
gonna keep it. Huh?
Who drove that?
Paul Walker. You know,
Oh,
before he died.
was that like near?
Well, I should hope so.
Was that
Yeah.
near like the beginning of the movie? 'Cause I don't know. I haven't
Yeah.
watched the first one in so long.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
whenever he's working at that like the car shop where they can buy
Gotcha.
like all sorts of parts and stuff. So
Back when it was about street gangs and racing and not about sending cars to the moon. Or
exactly,
jumping from skyscraper to skyscraper.
it was still always about family though. So
But right. Always about family.
always about family. And then recently picked this Black Series General Grievous.
Ooh. You were telling me about that.
Yeah, has a little cloth cape. So it's
Is it
pretty cool.
wired at all? Or is it just cloth?
Just cloth. Yeah, no wires.
That's
I
still
imagine
good.
I could
Better.
probably put a little wire in it. I don't know.
Oh
but-
yeah. Man, that's awesome. So Andrew, school us real quick with General Grievous.
Mhm.
How did he get those lights? Is it true? I think I've remember hearing something about like he kills Jedi and then takes the lightsabers. Is that what happens?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hmm.
Yep. So I mean, he's got like this one's got 2 blue and 2 green lightsabers. So
Gotcha.
typically Jedi. And then I got myself a Christmas present.
Ooh.
Spent some money,
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that.
but
Oh man.
it's got.
Jeez.
Hold on.
He broke it.
This has got like the dark saber.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so awesome.
Don't know if you can hear it.
Oh yeah, a little bit, yeah. Dude, that is so
Then-
bright.
That's gonna be great lighting for the basement.
Yeah, that's cool.
Do what?
We need that. Sometimes, I mean, it can get pretty dark down there.
Some scotch
Yeah.
tape, you just tape it to the ceiling. It's like
Mm-hmm.
there you go.
Or maybe
There
I
you
can
go.
use it to get my way out of the basement.
That's probably
There
a
we go.
better use. Yeah.
So
Needs a dream.
then behind me. So we had a family get together. We did a DIY white elephant Christmas gift. So that's why I made plank. Made 4 of them because I mean I also have my own.
Wow.
This is mine. But Justin made a 1 of 1 exclusive copy that I got. So
He
you
has
got a little
stabbing
knife.
action.
It
I
does
love
have
the
stabbing
knife.
actually.
Stabbing action.
So Justin said his name is Cuppy. He likes warm hugs.
Exactly.
He's got a mohawk.
And
He's edgy.
everyone, if you're a channel member, there is a cuppy
Yeah, it's big.
emoji in the chat. Go ahead and drop those cuppy emojis.
Yep.
I-
So now
I-
he's going to sit back here.
I think at the end of next year, what you need to do is have like an award show where you win the cuppy.
Mm.
All right.
Andrew's not
Maybe
going to give
Cuppy
his up.
2.0.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Andrew's not going to give his up. He's
Yeah.
Well, it needs to be
No,
a
he-
golden
he-
cup.
He
you know?
has the original, but like you make a new cuppy, like a gold cuppy
Yeah.
or something.
Yes.
oh, man.
Could do that.
Great. And just different
Quick,
variants.
Justin, run to Party City before they shut down every location.
That's right.
Oh, I'm about to load up because everything's going to go on clearance.
Why are you buying so many cups? Just don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
I got things to do.
And guys, I do want to point out. Oh, I'm sorry, Andrew. I don't want to take you off the big screen.
Are you good? Yeah.
You good? You good?
I'm good. That's it.
Right. Awesome, man. Awesome pickups. I love that lightsaber, dude.
Yeah.
That's
I'm gonna add some sounds to it. Hopefully, if I can figure it out.
yeah. I think you told me when you were wanting that.
If I can get it done, I'll send you a video.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Maybe even pull it up on the stream.
Perfect. Guys, I do want to point out John Morrissey is here. Hey guys, I can't stay. I'll catch the replay in the morning. Thanks for all that you do. Thank you so much, John Morrissey. Thank you so much.
Shout out to my number one fan, John Morrissey.
So I shared John left us a comment on last week's
all love.
live. Yeah. Thank you so much, John. It was really I shared your comment with the crew here. Thank you so much. It was great. And I told Kenny, I was like, he forgot to mention you. I'm sure it wasn't personal, but you can probably make it a fun bit, and he would definitely enjoy that. So it's mortal enemies now, John. I hope you're ready for it.
Coming for you.
but thank you so much. Thank you so much, John. So guys, that's pickups. So we're gonna get into the main topic here, and before we do, let me pull up the. There we go. There we go. So we are looking into 2025. So this time of year, no shade to any other YouTube channels at all. They're all knocking it out of the park, but everyone is doing their top lists and live streams now too. I'm probably going to do a top 10 video of my figures. So I really didn't want to do that on the live. And sometimes, you do what you do on videos and on YouTube because it works. But everyone's doing it. So David suggested, why don't we just do a video about looking forward into next year? Okay, cool. That's fresh. It's different, just different enough. And we can have some fun conversation on maybe some predictions with wish lists on what we hope might get announced going forward. And we can talk about, there's been plenty actually announced or leaked through, like good sources and all that stuff and stuff we know is coming out. So I've got a nice slideshow set up here where we're going to just go through, and I've got it set up. I think my stuff's first. So I'm going to go through my stuff. And so we're going to go through what we know is coming out first, like the main things we're looking for. And then after that, I didn't make a slideshow for our wish list. Sorry, guys. I didn't have time. But then we'll go back around and do the wish list. And what did John say? John used his 2-month justified member chat. Yay, all the McFarlane and Weep shit coming in 2025. Yes, John. Yes. You wait.
There are at least 4 Superman figures that I'm looking forward to hating next year. All right.
Wow.
And right on cue, John, just for you, this wasn't staged, but the first slide, bam.
This is a combo of McFarlane and Weeb shit all at the same time.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Guys, the number one thing I am no joke looking forward to next year, just because I love this figure. I can't really explain it. John.
No one can explain it. No one can explain it.
I hate it here. I can't explain why I love the Captain Carrot figure so much. I think I've said before, it might go back to me being young and Andrew, like at our Nana, our grandma, one of our grandma's houses, we called her Nana. She had like old VHSs and it's like some old superhero cartoons and stuff. And this kind of just reminds me of that. So just older. So
question on that. Were you into like Bucky O'Hare?
I don't think I ever watched it. I don't think so. Not that I remember anyway.
Like when I was a kid, I remember like having that. And I mean, it's very like, it's a rabbit, right? So I don't know what the obsession with rabbits and humanoid rabbits is, but there you go.
I think to me, it's the perfect McFarlane figure because McFarlane scales big. This is a big buff rabbit. So he can kind of just go with anything because he's not supposed to be bigger than a freaking rabbit anyway. So who cares? So if he's going to make 7-inch scale figures, at least make them like animals, I guess, because then that fits better. Maybe he'll go and do more of the Zoo Crew, right? Right? Maybe, probably not, because Todd hates me. So I say he hates me, but he's giving me a freaking glow in the dark Captain Carrot.
Specifically, you, yeah,
exactly. This is just for me. So, and he has sold at least 2 of these already pre-ordered. I'm going to tell you that much right now. But I'm excited about it. I'm into it. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Second, I think we can all say we're excited about. Well, Andrew, I'm not going to speak for you. You don't collect Simpsons.
Nah.
But man, I'm excited for this Simpsons line going forward. And this is wave 3 right here. You can see we were talking, David, about how Marge, you were worried specifically about Marge fitting in the box. It does look like they scaled her a little smaller here.
Right? Like I was looking
at
like where her feet land by the Simpsons logo and like where Homer lands in the box. And I'm like, I mean, if you level them together, she will be taller than him. But it does seem like she's just a little smaller, right?
Yeah.
And then I know I posted in the chat, like in our chat, that like her hair reminds me of something I saw in an adult toy store. And I think that little cut in the middle of it is where you twist it to make it vibrate.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Right? It looks like that. Yeah. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Excited for it.
The Maggie's in scale, I think. But yeah, Marge should
Does
be
she
just
have articulation, Maggie?
Her arms. So like from what Jax does with the Mario figures, I would assume that her arms and her head, right? Like her head will turn and then her arms will probably just have like shoulder.
I wondered if there was like there's this cut like under her belly that I wondered if there was like a hinge where you could like have her crawling, maybe. You know what I mean? If her arms were stretched forward.
That would be kind of impressive.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
I'll take it.
It's
a nice
pack in.
They should try to pack a little articulation surprise into the smallest of figures, you know?
Is it
like
just
the
me
bike?
or...
Millhouse's bike is probably more articulated than Maggie.
Yeah.
But,
absolutely. Yeah.
You know.
Lenny's eyes look very yellow, though. Like,
are they at least straight?
Well, no. And from the picture, honestly, the one eye looks lower than the other, so I don't know.
Well, he was drunk, man. He was coming back from Moe's bar.
That's fair. So that's totally on the table.
And that's why they did baseball Homer too. You can say like, "Oh, his eyes are wonky." Well, he got hit in the head with a baseball, man. Like, how do you expect him to look? You know.
That's fair.
Is Maggie the only accessory with Marge?
I think so. And that's fair. That's fair. It's a whole nother little figure.
They could have just sold us Maggie by herself and we what? Yeah, we'd be pissed, honestly, right? So
Well, I want the pets too. Like, where's Santa's Little Helper and Snowball 2? And
it's gonna be it's gonna be a pet pack. It'll be like Itchy and Scratchy, Santa's Little Helper, you know.
They'll probably repack one of them with like a recolor or a variant down the road just to make you buy the variant. But this is good. And honestly, like Maggie's not even that much. She's smaller than like the smaller characters like Millhouse here.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's nice that Maggie isn't packed completely separate. So because they could do that if they really wanted to.
It all looks good. They'll get the eyes together eventually, you know, probably like wave 5. I'm guessing wave 5 eyes will be perfect from there on out.
It is about to be 2025. We need, I'm calling it now, we need gyroscopic eye sculpts where no matter how you turn the head, the eyes will
look. And
they did for Mario.
Jax does great. Like the Mario figures look great. The eyes look cool on them. They've updated the eyes on those and they look good. So I mean, maybe it's just too simple and that's why it's, you know, easy to mess up. But yeah, I don't know. Wave 4 or 5 will be all right. So
yeah. And speaking of wave 4, that is my next slide. Wave 4.
Oh shit.
Shout out to MCC fan on Instagram. I kept them in here. I stole this picture from their borrowed this picture from their Instagram. You're getting credit. Leave me alone. This is wave 4. This guy's just called what, B-Man or the B guy or something like that,
Bumblebee
right?
Man, maybe.
Bumblebee Man, yeah.
The camera accessory, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
really cool. That'll work for pretty much anything,
Yeah.
really. I know David will probably put that to good use in like the dollhouse somewhere, right, David? Yeah, there we go. And you got Barney here. So he comes with a sandwich and like a lunch pail, I guess.
Crazy they can't pack a mug of beer in with any of these figures, you know?
Yeah, a mug of beer and like the burping face would have been so perfect.
All right, we'll probably have to go to like Hobby Lobby or something and get like the Coke cans and
But I
maybe
feel like
print out
even the old World of Springfield figures had mugs of beer, right?
Yeah.
So
we live in a different world. Different world.
Yeah. But
and
I mean, if
maybe
anyone
they
can
could
have
just
wonky eyes, Barney Grumble.
Couldn't they just give him an empty mug? You know, like he drank the beer. They don't have to say it's a beer mug. It's just a empty cup.
Maybe it's hidden
made
in
of
the
glass
pail.
that looks like a beer mug, but you know,
maybe it's hidden in the pail. You never know.
Ooh.
And then this is Carl, right? Carl.
Yeah, Carl.
Yeah, he looks fine. Well, watch, like Barney will be the only one with like perfect eyes on each figure. Just you watch. Just you watch.
Yeah.
And guys, I'm really disappointed by this Bart. I get the recolor. I mean, I don't really know why. I assume it's from some episodes, right? I haven't watched Simpsons in so long.
Is it possible it was like the Tracy Ullman show Simpsons coloring?
Probably, maybe. I've seen it before. I know I've seen it.
I think,
but I don't remember.
I feel like some Bartmans have blue shirts.
Oh, oops, I skipped. Sorry.
Don't some Bartman characters have
the
blue shirts?
The Bartman is in the blue shirt.
Yeah,
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah,
I'm fine with
this. Is basically the Bartman figure, but with the regular Bart head.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm fine with it, but give us a different accessory other than the skateboard.
Yeah,
give us like a chalkboard to put in the back or something like that. That would have been cool.
A slingshot.
Bartman came with the slingshot, so we don't even need the slingshot. Give us if you're not going to give a different accessory, at least give a different face expression.
Yeah,
that's my biggest thing.
Hi, caramba.
If I for right now, I'm getting these 3. I'll probably skip out on this Bart and pick it up at like when it pops up at Ross or Ollie's or something at some point.
So I know they're like putting these waves out pretty quickly, right? Like we're already looking at wave 4. We just finished collecting wave 1, right? So
wave 2.
Wave 2, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. But it seems a little early for a repaint of Bart, right? Like
really the third.
Maybe not. I don't know. It is the third Bart, right? So yeah.
But you in a line like this, it really does pay to keep the main
characters
present throughout.
No, you're right.
The whole thing. So like I could see it, but like I guess to Justin's point, it's not different enough. You know, like where's the
face,
the strangling facial expression, like when Homer's
give me a reason to buy it.
Yeah.
You know,
you know we're eventually going to get a Homer and a Bart like strangling 2-pack. Like they're not going to be able to put that like on the box or anything,
right?
But Bart will have the face. Yeah. And we'll know, but we'll get in that eventually. You know, Homer and Bart are going to be like the Cap and Iron Man of like this line,
and that's fair. You know, and that's fair, but just change it up a little bit.
Yeah,
because you want to 1, attract new buyers, and 2, make your previous buyers buy the shit they already bought, right? So that's kind of the
these
goal.
heads are on a swivel, right?
Yeah.
I wonder, like, if there's like I want you to test this. If there's a pop and swap capability with the heads.
I'll test it on Bartman because there's still like 10 on the pegs at my Walmart.
Oh, so speaking of Bartman, right? So look, when I was in Brazil, they don't like toy collecting. There's not a lot of toy shops and everything like that, but there are toy stores every once in a while. I went into one. The only Jakks figures they had at least 10 Bartman figures. That was it. There were no other Simpsons figures. So if you want to know where all the Bartman figures are, they're in Brazil. So
They're in Brazil
I'll
and
tell
they're
you
by
that.
Walmart in South Carolina.
And Walmart's in South Carolina. So, yeah, I don't know.
I do have a big question about this line though. So this is wave 4 leaked, right? They're not going to do any more deluxes. They did the first wave of deluxes, and now just haven't seen anything else. Have you guys seen or heard anything about any more deluxe figures?
No.
I hope they
But
keep doing that.
this is also a very big like sausage fest. Like there's a lot of guys in this line, and where's the women? Like where's Patty and Selma Bouvier? Where is Edna Krabappel? You know, where is like there's
calling it now. Patty and Selma will probably be one in wave 5 and one in wave 6. They're not going to put them both in the same wave. They've got to be coming soon.
They're like the most high profile females, right? Like after Marge and Maggie and Lisa.
I think so, as far as I can think of.
The Edna, the teacher Edna, and then like it's like we need Ned Flanders soon, I'm sure.
Yeah,
and so we could get his wife, but and then Principal Skinner's mom. Like I was trying to think of like other females from The Simpsons. Like what's that hillbilly guy's girlfriend? Right? Was she Lurleen Lumpkin? Was that her name?
I don't remember.
I feel like because they made figures of all of these characters in the old line,
right?
You know, like I want a Hans Mole Man and like that. I mean, I just want all of them. They're just so fun.
Yeah. Are you so? David, you're in for like at least one of each character.
Each unique character, yes. Like I probably because there's no incentive for me to do another colorway of Bart. Like I probably won't double dip on those. No. I really don't know about Baseball Homer. Like I don't see the need for it, but like all the unique characters, I would probably do the main version of each of them. You know, Mr. Burns and Smithers are big ones that are missing from this so far.
Mr. Burns is coming soon because they already did Vampire Burns, so they've already got his face made up and everything.
Right.
Kenny, are you? How deep are you going with this line?
I think main characters and then like the ones and twosies for random characters, right? Ones that specifically stick out. But I mean, right now, I mean, I did buy Otto, Willie, Homer, Bart, and Bartman. So I don't know. I guess I don't want to go all the way on that, right? I'll definitely buy the main family, buy the core characters, and then like I said, try to keep it to some of the more, I guess, prevalent characters throughout the entire series.
Gotcha.
But I'm not buying Baseball Homer. You know, I'm not going like that deep.
But see, if they put like the mascot from the baseball thing, wasn't there like a green guy with a? I could be mixing up cartoon references. Sure. I feel like there was like a mascot that was like a big green monster with like a tube nose or something.
That just sounds like the Phillies mascot. But,
maybe
that's just real life, Dave.
Maybe that's all I know.
That's real life.
I had no idea.
It could be, but
Andrew, do any of these Simpsons characters like tempt you at all? Like maybe the main family or anything? You just
no. I mean, the only thing is no, not really. So I mean, the only thing I'm kind of interested in is just walking into the store and seeing if the eyes are straight or not.
That's fair.
That's about it. Yeah.
So, Andrew, let me ask you: if they were to do a figure line like this, like Jack Specific, but if they were to do something like either Family Guy or Futurama instead, would either of those interest you?
Possibly. Yeah.
I would jump right on both of those. Like, I
will say the main cartoon character that I want as a figure in an updated line is just Kenny from South Park. Like I just because I just want a Kenny, you know. But that's it.
Yeah, of course.
Would you settle for like a disembodied head of Kenny?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
because you could just throw it into any display and just be like they killed Kenny, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
They've got to. Some companies got to pick up. Like I know different. They don't have like a whole lot of articulation or anything. They wouldn't need it. But I know different companies have done like little minis and everything, but it would be cool to see like a South Park toy line in this vein. I don't know what company would be able to do it, but
Jax
it'd
could
be
do it.
interesting. Do you think they would though? I
They
don't-
could. I
They
mean,
could.
Yeah.
just
They
like you
could.
said, they don't need articulation really. Like I mean, even
Yeah.
in the animation, they didn't really. The characters didn't really move. Like
Yeah.
maybe the arms like flapped, right? Like
Right.
it was all
Yeah.
that kind
Yeah.
of paper construction paper design animation, right?
It doesn't need
Fair.
to be anything
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Stephen Wilson says tons of Bartman, but I'm also in South Carolina. You're just
Confirmed.
There you go.
Confirmed.
all
They're in
right.
South Carolina and South America.
There we go. Yeah. It was just like, oh yeah, we're sending them all south. Exactly where we don't care as long as it starts with south.
Just
There we go.
it's got South Dakota probably. I don't know.
South Dakota. There's
Any
warehouse
viewers from South
people.
Dakota, can you confirm that there are pegs and pegs and pegs of Bartman?
If you
in your
actually
Walmart?
just if you're from South Dakota, just confirm you because I
Right.
doubt it that you're
Oh.
here. I don't know.
People might not confirm that they're from South Dakota.
That's also
Mm.
So guys, so moving on from Simpsons, something
Weeb
else
shit.
I'm very excited for. Here is the weeb shit. Jack.
weeb shit. You need
So-
that's what you need a
Yeah.
weeb shit thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we need an alarm kind of like graphic that flashes like
Yeah.
weeb shit alert, you know?
This way John knows when to exit and then come back.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever
Maybe
I start
John would
talking
film
about
something for you.
all right, yeah. Whenever I
John.
start talking about weeb shit, this is all John hears. That's all
part.
John hears. But guys, I'm excited for everything as Where's does Pokemon, especially in the articulated Pokemon Select line. Like this right here is so I just put these as examples here. We know this is coming. This is Mega Charizard X. There's other Pokemon Select figures coming. Like they're not showing any slowing down with this line. I wish they would like pick it up a little bit and release more. But they're great figures. They all come with flight stands. They're at that $20 price point still, which is awesome. The biggest problem I have with them is that they're all 6-inch scale, but they don't all necessarily scale with each other. So
Yeah,
they scale them like
that's
up to
annoying.
6 inches on an individual basis, which makes no sense. It makes no sense. But you can kind of, when you're putting them on the shelf, yeah, you can kind of make it work. None of them have been too egregious yet. There's like the Lucario and the Greninja. The Greninja was kind of a really bad figure. But yeah. But they're $20 figures. Pokemon doesn't get much articulated love. You know, SH Figure Arts abandoned them a long time ago. And we get the Jazzwire's like little Pokemon, which work with this line for like, you know, the little Pokemon. But what has a company that always, well, I'm not going to say always, but hasn't disappointed me yet as far as their Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. SH Figure Arts this year, their Dark Magician comes out, which was like the main character's main monster. It's like the guy. It's like the how in Pokemon you have Pikachu. This is Dark Magician and Yu-Gi-Oh.
So, can I say something as like a non-weeb shit collector?
Yeah.
This Yu-Gi-Oh figure, when I first looked at it, it looks like a massively redesigned Rita Repulsa to me.
Yeah.
Because
I
like,
agree.
I
the
agree with that.
pointed helmet is like a reform of those wired out hair parts. And she had that like hanging like loop under her head in Power Rangers, which looks like it's echoed in the bottom of her helmet, like above her chest. And then there's like this chest plate in the Power Rangers. It would be Cone Bra, but like she had on this a similar shape with, is it whiskers? I don't know. I can't tell. There's like little things sticking out under where
It's armor, David. It's just
I don't know,
armor.
but
It's armor.
like, and
Whiskers,
she's colored
armor.
purple, like every Power Rangers coloring book, like design.
Yeah.
So it's just mind blowing to me. I'm sorry. I'm just very thrown by
She's-
this.
she's Rita in an Ivan Ooze costume.
Right.
I don't know.
Maybe she's possessed by Ivan Ooze.
There you go.
Look, you can't hate on my dark magician, okay?
I'm not hating.
Excited for this figure, okay? It's gonna be great, and I hope SH Figure Arts keeps going with the line. I've got a nice Yu-Gi-Oh display on the top of this bookshelf over here. That's building out really nice. So keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Is that circle like part of the figure?
It's like an accessory. It's like an effect accessory.
That's cool.
Like one of his magic effects. But yeah, we've been waiting for just good Yu-Gi-Oh figures for a long time. Nobody's ever done them. They had like crappy, figures back in like 2000s, so like early 2000s. But yeah, and even those are like hard to find these days. So, but I'm excited. They need to keep it going. They've got plenty more to give us. And not only is SH Figure Arts doing them, like Revoltech's doing Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. Figma's done some, so it's good. Just keep it coming. Give us a variety. There's so many characters they could do. So that's it from me. So next up, we've got Kenny here.
Oh,
so Kenny, tell us. Oh wait, hold on one sec. We do have Kurt K here, pal from New Jersey. What's up, Kurt?
What's pal? What I don't know. What does that mean?
I don't know. Kurt. Don't fall asleep in front of the computer, okay? Okay, don't. You can always catch the replay. And how's the ghost, Kurt? Don't move that by yourself. Get one of your kids to help you. But I hope you can find a good spot to display that, bud. And St. James is here. So I just tuned in. Pokemon, huh? Yeah.
You tuned in at the right time. We just finished Justin's picks, so you
he said,
came in
thank
right
God
time.
it's over. Thank God it's over. There we go.
It's safe
All
now.
right. It's safe. Now we're going to talk about NECA. So all is good, right?
Yeah, okay. So this is the item I am most looking forward to in 2025. My apprehension comes from what we've learned over the last few months with what's happened with some, we'll call them shipping logistics. So I'm just hopeful that we don't run into these problems next year, because look, guys, I would say Beetlejuice is my favorite movie of all time, right? It's a toss up between that and Labyrinth. I go back and forth depending on the day. But Beetlejuice, we'll go with Beetlejuice for now. This Dante's Inferno Dio set, it looks so good. It's going to take up a lot of space on the shelf, but it's going to be a centerpiece for something I really love. So I am very much looking forward to this. I do wish that they included the girls on there as well. Maybe they sell those separately. It's kind of a shitty move, but companies do that sometimes, right? Like they'll sell you this big piece that's a limited offering, and then they'll sell you like the things that need to go to the mass audience, right? To kind of bring those people in later on. So maybe we get those, maybe we don't. I don't know. But either way, we get the Beetlejuice figure with the spikes, which is also another thing that, is kind of lacking in sort of 110, 112 scale Beetlejuice stuff. So again, a nice touch. So yeah, this is my number one thing that I'm most looking forward to for 2025.
So Kenny, if they send you two,
yeah, I'm keeping both.
Okay, okay.
And I'm selling the other one probably for twice the price. No, I'm joking, but like I'm not giving it back. If they send me two, their problem, not mine. All right, I'm just
You've got one for the office.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly, David. You get me. All right.
That's what NECA will be saying right there. So yeah, it looks great, man. It looks great. And this was, so I've recently watched the second one. I actually really enjoyed the second Beetlejuice. I enjoyed it a lot more than what some other people said. I liked it more than the first one, to be honest with you. That might be sacrilege, but I thought it was good, man.
No, I really enjoyed the second one. I would never say it's better than the first one, but yeah. I get you. I get it.
I'm not a huge Beetlejuice fan. So, and we did go back and rewatch the first one before we watched the second one. So I don't know if it's just like, new effects and everything. I don't know, man.
It's all nostalgia, right? Like,
Yeah.
obviously, I watched this movie at a very young age, and in the 80s, for those of you who are 90s kids, back in the 80s when cool special effects movies came out, you just enjoyed them and they stuck with you the entire time. And that was kind of what that was. It was a weird movie, weird story, but it just stuck with me, my entire life. And I'm just glad that with the sequel, Beetlejuice is getting a ton of love because it's
Right.
not something that
I think Compulsive Collector and Kurt K are about to rip me up in the chat. I didn't say the first one was bad. I just said I enjoyed the second one more than I did the first one. There was a lot more going on.
Bad. I think you actually said you watched the first one right before the second one, and it made you realize like how shitty
it was,
and like bad that the acting was.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you called it a terrible movie.
So.
Oh god. Oh. Kurt says the second one was fun until the music scene. It went on. I will say that music scene went way too long.
Absolutely. The MacArthur Park song scene went on way too long. Like, I get what you're trying to do there, but yeah, that scene probably could have been cut down to a third of what it was. It just it dragged on for too. I had to watch the movie twice in theaters because the first time I watched it, because this is something that I really wanted to love, right? The first time I watched it, I liked the movie. We get to that scene. That's going on so long that I'm like, it's taking me out of it, right? And then, so I go back and watch it a second time. I like the movie better the second time watching it. But again, that scene is just too long. I don't think there's any getting around that.
And I think it was especially highlighted how just long that scene took. Because to me, everything earlier in the movie, like there's a lot going on, a lot of different storylines, but it kept moving. Like something was always happening.
Right.
And then you get to the end, which is like supposed to be the climax, and it screeches to a halt. So yeah, I definitely get that. But so yeah, let's just hope they don't send 2 out to everybody. I think they've learned their lesson, right? After the second email,
we think so.
And then the third thing that was like a vague threat with like to be in our exclusive club to get access to this, you have to be in good standings, blah, 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 blah. Like, you're threatening without threatening. Just stop sending emails, NECA. Just lose everybody's email address. You don't answer their emails anyway. Just stop it.
That's true. They still haven't answered an email that I sent them 2 years ago, but anyway, whatever.
I think it was Mad Hatter said he has a friend that messaged them like, hey, I do still have my second turtle lair and I'm willing to send it back. And they have ghosted him. Whatever. I can appreciate this for what it looks like, for what it is. I think it's cool. I'm not into it. David or Andrew, either y'all, thoughts on this?
Nah.
Enjoy it, Kenny. Enjoy it.
I
enjoy both of them, Kenny.
Yeah.
That hopefully they click together. Have to.
We'll see. I guess we'll see.
And then, Kenny, talk to us about this. These are leaked, right?
All right. So we're diving into the leaks, but I think we're all. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They're usually pretty on point. We have the tease that we very much are assured that is going to be Adam Warlock, right? In a more classic, like Infinity version of which I am very much looking forward to, right? So, like, I have the last one we got, which was, now several years ago. But what I would like to do is like take that older figure, use the Magus head, and then, use that as Magus. And now I can have Adam Warlock. So I think just having the representation of this more classic version of Adam Warlock is going to look very good on the shelf. So absolutely looking forward to that. The other one that really stood out to me was the X-Force Archangel, right? So we got that pack again several years ago. It's become very cost prohibitive. If you want to spend the money on it, go for it, but not something that I really wanted to shell out for. But getting it now and what I would assume would be an updated Archangel body, right? So we'll get this, and then probably in like a year or two, we'll get an updated Archangel, right? I'm guessing probably Vulcan body, a little bit more stocky, and so it's gonna and another tease, right? So I think the tease that they put out on with the black sort of spear things that gives you the idea that's what they're going for. So these I think are safe to say are definitely happening if we're delving into the leaks, because at least we have some teases that kind of correspond with these two figures. So with what's coming up in 2025, we had a great year in 2024 for Marvel Legends. I think 2025 is only going to be better, and hopefully we get some more characters that we just haven't had in a while. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most. But there's a lot on that list that is really, really good looking. So that's what I got for you.
You could probably, if that Adam Warlock figure doesn't come with a cool accessory to put on the gauntlet,
Yeah,
that looks exactly like a can of beams
oh,
effect
for
right
sure.
there.
Yeah, Can of Beams is gonna take full. He's gonna they're gonna go full force on that. So yeah, I don't think Hasbro will give us something cool like that. I hope that they do, because I feel like it's time to get an updated effect, right? Like we kind of got the same, probably like 6 effects that we rotate through, right?
Yeah.
So maybe in 2025 we get a new one, maybe 2 new ones. That's hopeful, but 1 new one, and kind of mix that in. But yeah,
They have the ability to. I mean, Hasbro did so many different cool effects with the
Yeah.
Power Rangers Lightning Collection.
right.
So they just need to stop recycling the same ones. Get one more figure with those little swirly effects and just a different color. It's like on Scarlet Witch and all that. It's outdone. It's outplayed. Just something different. David, anything to say? You looking forward to these guys too?
Yeah, for sure. With the effect piece, like, I think we need a good translation of a Kirby Crackle effect. Like, there's not been that yet, and it's such a known. It has its own nickname kind of effect. It's named after the artist that put a huge stamp on comic books in general. So, like, a good Kirby Crackle effect that can attach to anything would be amazing. And I think once you release those swirls in every color of the rainbow, retire it and start with a new effect, and do that in every color of the rainbow, then retire it, and just lather, rinse, repeat. But both of these are exciting. I would probably splurge on a bendy wire cape for Adam Warlock, for this version of Adam Warlock. He's kind of an easy figure to customize. I have one up there. It was like a Black Panther body with red legs. Like, it's not a hard figure to make, but this, like, with this kind of classic hair. For me though, Magus, I would like him in that purple outfit with the lightning bolts. Like a full Magus figure. Which I feel like I might have seen that name on a list somewhere for leak lists. So that might actually happen in 2025. Archangel, like, I have that Archangel from the set. I bought it, when it was first out, so I didn't pay any crazy aftermarket price for it, but it wasn't a cheap set in the first place.
Right.
So I'm not like desperately needing this, but I would take an updated body. They would have to do the updated wing scheme to fit with the articulation in the modified Vulcan body that they used on Angel. So it would need to be new metal wings for that. And I'm curious to see how that dart effect would fit into the wings and be applied. So I'm curious about that. So, but I'm always about the possibilities with Archangel. Like, we need the X Factor costume. We need a classic Archangel on the updated body. We could do a 90s Archangel where he's in the angel costume but is blue skinned with the hair. Like, so there's a lot of options and places to go with Angel and Archangel. So I'm always up for those. Yeah, you know, if it's Legends, like, sign me up. I'm buying at least one of each.
I'll say two more things before we move on. We might actually get this Kirby Crackle effect because they did a Crackle effect with one of the newer Ultron to put in his mouth.
Yeah.
In his
So
mouth.
maybe.
Yeah, they've shown that they know how to do it, you know?
Yeah.
It's in Lockjaw's antenna, there's that.
Yeah.
In the Black Bolt figure's antenna, the powered up head has a version of that. So, like, the bubbles, they can do the bubbles. But, like, something that, like, fits around a hand, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the next level thing, you know?
But it's definitely going to be a thick plastic cape that you're going to have to modify if you want.
It'll probably like glue it to the center of his collarbone, with
right where the
on it,
right where the exactly. That's going to be molded into the chest, and you're stuck. Yeah.
My second thing is with this Angel. I'm not interested in it. I've got Angel. I only need one Angel for my X-Men. I don't need multiple Angels. I don't have space for multiple, X-Men displays.
All those wings, man. All those wings.
Know.
They take up a lot of space.
My biggest thing is like the Angel. I think it was worth the price. It was what, 34, that deluxe price point, right?
Yeah.
When is Hasbro? They have these Hasbro Pulse exclusive flight stands. They need to include flight stands with these deluxe winged or flying characters. If you're going to make it a deluxe because it has big wings, you need to include a flight stand. Other companies do it. I'm going to say it. McFarlane includes flight stands with they're crappy stands. They're not very good, but they're at least there. They're at least an option where you can pop him up out of the box, flying if you want, and then you can go to Amazon and order a better flight stand. But then you still have extras laying around in case you need them.
Because you always need flight stands. Yeah, I'm with you.
Well,
there's no reason.
One of my favorite things of that Toy Biz Phoenix figure was that her Phoenix base was wall mountable. Throw any base, like display base, on a push pin in a wall, and it just floats there, and it's epic to look at. So, like, if the new Phoenix had just a little port on the back of it that you could hang on a nail or a push pin, and then you wouldn't need it in the flame base of it that sat on the floor. You could just hang her there, like clip her to it somehow. Like, that would have been another epic display piece, Yeah. Missed opportunities.
I have so many figures that I want flying in my collection that I don't yet. And I have the flight stands because I order them in like multi-packs, but you have to find the time, open them up, screw them together, get the right height and all that stuff.
So
it's just
hard. So hard.
I know the Hasbro flight stands aren't the greatest, but still it's something you could just include in the back of the tray behind the figure. It would go a long way. These little things would go a long way to justify that deluxe price point with these figures, because it's just the Angel is just a regular figure with wings. Right. That's the only thing that justifies it by what they say as a deluxe. So include a flight stand. It's a flying character. I think it was Rick on here with us, David, a couple weeks ago, that said it's one of his pet peeves. If it can fly, it needs to fly in the collection. I get that.
Yeah, well, look, I got a lot of figures just hanging from fishing line from the ceiling, so it's what it is.
Yeah. What do you think, Andrew? If it's a flying character, a flight stand, right? Like, Absolutely. If it's already a deluxe price point, you're paying $10 more for it. So
just throw in the extra plastic. Just go into it.
Yeah. Exactly. So let's see here, Kenny. I don't remember what the next slide is. That
Me neither.
For you. Okay, now we're going on to Mr. David Evans Smith.
I'm actually surprised that you got graphics together for this, because I know I sent you this very late.
Oh, okay. So hold on. Pause. So I love you guys, but I'm going to call all three of you out for a second.
Oh,
So you're all useless.
Yeah.
I preferenced it with I love you all. Okay,
That's
I
fair.
love you
That's
guys.
fair. That's fair.
So for everybody watching, my three wonderful co-hosts, they do so much. I'm so grateful you're here, but it was a busy week for Christmas and everything. I said what we decided on the topic. I was like, okay, so guys, send me reference pictures on Instagram individually, not as bunches.
Oh, that was my bad.
So because for behind the scenes, it's easiest for me to like pull them straight from Instagram Messenger on my laptop over and then create the slides and everything. So that's the easiest way to do it. On Instagram, pictures, not in bunches, like individually sent one at a time. Because on a tab on the computer, it just won't load bunch photos at all if you send them in bunches. So Kenny, thank you, Kenny. Kenny sent me his pictures first on
bunches.
Instagram in bunches. I was like, okay, at least he sent them to me. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew, thank you so much. Andrew sent me pictures through text message. David sent me a list with no pictures. So just I love you guys. I love you guys. You keep it interesting. So thank you.
So
Thanks.
I'm gonna just flip this back on you for a minute. I did ask you when you asked for the supporting materials for this topic. I asked you to remind me on supporting materials for this topic. Did you?
Huh? What?
Did you? Yeah. Did you remind me on Christmas Day?
I didn't hear you, David. You broke up there.
I don't think so. Yeah. So not entirely my fault. Just gonna say it was Christmas. So
yeah, it's
you can't
okay.
really villainize
okay.
us during Christmas week. Just saying.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I just had to give y'all
That's what I
crap
thought.
about it.
That's what I thought.
I'm joking. I had to give y'all crap and everything. It's okay. I got it done. Instead of coming up to my computer and sitting here doing it easier, I was able to sit on the couch and do it all on my phone. It's fine.
all the roadblocks we put in front of you just forces you to become the better version of yourself and elevate yourself over and over and over again. So really, we do this for you. You know,
that's what it's all about. John, Justin sounds ungrateful. Tune in next week to Collecting David Smithified with guest host Kenny.
Bam! Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm very ungrateful.
You'll be my first MVP subscriber.
but anyway, it doesn't matter. We got it all done. Thank you guys. Either way, you got the information to me, and thank you for that. Because, like I said, it was a very, very busy week. I didn't get any of this show prep done until earlier today. Actually, the thumbnail, these graphics, the slideshow, all of it. So it was a very busy week. But David, my friend, we are on you now. So I think I've got maybe 4 slides for you here. It's 3 or 4. Your most anticipated releases for next week. You sent me, of course, Jada Toys. So tell me about what you are most excited for from Jada.
I have never played the Street Fighter game, but I'm all in on this damn line, and they came to play. They have tooled everything up. It's already they're already painted, done, built, assembled. They just need to put them in packaging and ship them to the stores. But how amazing is this line already? We have 3 waves, and I'm still super excited for the rest of the coming. I think Blanca is a deluxe release. Is that what I heard? That there's the big lightning effect thing that comes with him.
Yeah.
And he's such a big guy anyway. So I'm curious as to what that packaging will look like, because I can't imagine you'd fit it all in the same thing that we've been getting. So, but it's what I would like them to do on the packaging, flip some of the characters to the opposite side of it so that you can put them as a backdrop to your display, 2 arcade machines, and one character's facing one way and one to the other. You know what I mean? Am I describing it right? Anybody? No? Hey, player one,
Mm.
player two.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Sure,
Jada, like Street Fighter alone, you have me hooked, and then you want to tease me and dazzle me with a Scooby Doo line and serial mascots continuation, which is just firing on all cylinders. Like they really, there's nothing that they've put out there that I am mad about, disappointed with, like not excited to spend money on. So like just keep it coming, Jada. Like you found
Yeah.
it. You found the magic formula. That's it. 2025 is your year. Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah.
This Scooby Doo line, man. This Scooby Doo line. I'm so excited. It's long overdue. Long overdue.
I'm dreading the wait to complete the team, but I'm still very excited to like get there. Like I cannot wait.
We're probably going to get maybe 2 to 3 waves of Scooby Doo a year, maybe. Probably.
I think two. I think two is probably the most we can hope for.
Yeah.
If they stagger, like I don't know how their release schedule is going to be, but like if they're staggering releases of Street Fighter, Scooby Doo, cereal mascots, and like any other things that they produce that I don't collect, well, they're doing like Cyberpunk, right? Like,
yeah.
is that a weeb shit thing that I am not familiar with?
I've never seen it.
I don't know.
I've never seen it.
But
Probably.
shout out to Rebel 10 Customs because she did the design work for the clothing that is on the Cyberpunk line.
Nice.
So
Nice.
she does great work, and clearly a company recognizes that. So they like commissioned her to do the designs for all the stuff that those figures are wearing. So looks great. And again, those are things that like they look great. I would buy it, but I have no like awareness or attachment to that line. But these other things, all about it. I don't know what else they're releasing, but
can we talk about just how well rounded of just toy releases this is?
Yeah.
You've got people that are just Scooby Doo fans that would want these.
People who
You've
like
got
cereal.
The cereal stuff. Somebody that doesn't collect toys would see a Fruity Pebbles box with a Fred Flintstones figure and be like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty neat," and pick it up. Or Tony the Tiger. Which do we know when this Tony's coming out?
I don't know.
been
They showed
for
him
a
a
while.
while ago, so
Yeah.
like I would think he was soon. They showed him before the Flintstone ones, right?
Yeah. So we still don't know when Scooby. I imagine Scooby Doo's wave 2. They said it's waves of 3, right? And it's gonna be Shaggy and these 2 monsters. So it's gonna be a gang member, this Scooby gang member, and 2 monsters, which is cool because that's world building. I'm down for the monsters because you can use those in basically with anything. Those are going to be cool for like people's photos, stuff like that.
Like think of the dios you could create with like the whole gang with the scared faces like huddled together, and then all these monsters like closing in on them, you know. And then there's the one sitting down there, the old man Willikers with the mask ripped off. Like,
oh yeah,
there's just so many different things that you could do with that. But like you pointed out, I think when we first talked about this around New York Comic-Con, like set pieces, you know, like the grandfather clock or like a couch covered with a sheet or something. Like if they could build into the line somehow, just little set pieces, so you could create a rickety old abandoned mansion living room. Like even more things to world build, you know?
Yeah.
So cool.
So exciting.
So David, you're all in on Street Fighter, right?
Yeah.
Are you getting all the player 2s?
Like unique characters, not player 1, player 2s, not evil Ken, you know, or violent Ken or evil Ryu, but at least one of every main character for sure.
And for Scooby-Doo line, are you just getting the Scooby Gang or are you getting the monsters too?
I'll probably get the Scooby Gang and maybe like that Frankenstein monster with the old man head.
And have you already picked up all the previous cereal mascots?
Yes, I have Count Chocula, Frankenberry, and Booberry. They're still in box, sitting on top of my fridge.
I keep waiting. Oh, that's nice. I like that. That's a nice touch.
That's good. Yeah.
I keep waiting for them to show up at my Ross because I've never seen the cereal mascots anywhere. I've got Chester Cheetah, I keep waiting for them to pop up at a discount store near me because I don't think they ever hit major retail, right? They were only online, and now they're showing up
at Target.
Were they? I never saw them.
So.
I never
Maybe
saw
in the
them.
collector aisle of Target. I thought the collector spot, but yeah, because I think the first one I got mine at the comic book store. So no, I never saw them in Target.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the distribution was just weird with those. I think those came out before their Street Fighter figures, right? That first wave of so they were getting their feet on the ground, figuring out where to go with the figures and all that. So, but man, I'm so excited for that Tony the Tiger. Where's my damn cat? They better give me a Captain Crunch, a Toucan Sam.
You need a Trix rabbit, clearly, because it's all about the rabbits for 12.
That smacks frog, you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Snap,
man.
crackle, and pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
guys, we have 34 people watching now. It's been a little higher. So thank you everybody for watching. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. We're almost there. I think we're like 17 away. And if you enjoy the show, you enjoy us all talking, you can go back and watch all the previous episodes. This is episode 20. We have a lot of content. You can go back and watch. Most of these live streams end up going like 3 hours. So buckle in. But let's see here. Andrew, do any of these tempt you at all? I know you've said you're kind of tempted by Chester Cheetah a little bit.
Yeah.
But
so I think honestly I would probably skip Street Fighter. Maybe Scooby-Doo. But I mean, like Tony the Tiger, that looks awesome.
Yes.
Fred.
You have to do the basketball spinning finger too, like you just have
Absolutely.
to.
Yeah. And like Justin said, even we need Captain Crunch.
Yes.
Toucan Sam.
Yeah.
Trix Rabbit. We need those.
Are you in on Fred and Barney here?
I think I would get them.
Yeah. That's such a smart release because it's twofold. It's in the serial line, but they're also from their own show.
It's like it's marketing within marketing within marketing.
So, but Andrew, I know you said skip Street Fighter. I will say, I think me and you both, we played like a lot of the same video games. Like my house was the PlayStation house. Your house was the Nintendo house. I played very minimal Street Fighter growing up. It was more like Mortal Kombat and Tekken.
Yep.
But I did play a little bit of Street Fighter. I'm telling you, I fell in, and they are amazing figures. They are great. I'm getting like the main roster, like one of each, just because they're so awesome. They're really good, but I definitely get that. I was off on the line eventually. If Jada gets Mortal Kombat, it's just over. It's over. Yep. Everybody wants it to happen, and I'm sure somebody that'll end up getting brought up later on our wish list probably. But let's see here, David. What do we have next? Oh, here we go. You mentioned the X-Men wave, so I just pulled this whole picture right here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Kenny. I didn't ask. Are you all in?
I have very strong opinions about this. No, listen, I told myself I was only going to buy like 2, 3, 5 tops Street Fighter. I think I'm probably all in at this point. I don't know. They're good, and I do have a fond nostalgia from playing Sega, playing Street Fighter 3 with my cousin, in back in the day, and any game or anything that involves a character with the name Ken, Kenny, whatever, I'm there for it. So well, whatever. So Street Fighter, these figures are fantastic. They all display very well. For the price, they're very nice. You get a decent amount of effects, and I think you get what you get what you want out of it. Yeah,
you get what you fucking deserve.
You get what you fucking deserve. No, you get what you get what you want out of it. Scooby-Doo stuff looks great. I'll probably go in for like Shaggy and Scooby, and that's it. And the cereal stuff, I don't like. I do have a fondness for that, you grow up eating cereal and you
Yeah.
grow attachment to those characters, and I don't know, that's not a thing as much anymore, right? Like, you
I
don't
don't think so.
see commercials for cereals as much these days, I guess. But when we were kids, that was kind of the thing. These were also cartoon characters in a sense, and you kind of had an attachment to those. I only had the Count Chocula figure, but I ended up selling that. So I don't have any of the previous ones. I don't know if I would go in on these. If I did, though, it would definitely be Fred and Barney, just because you don't have to use them for, a cereal display. They could just be Fred and Barney. So everything looks great, though. I love what Jada's doing. I love what they're putting out there. Their price point is great. What you get is worth it. Yeah. No notes.
No notes. No notes. This is great. At this point, it's just like, Jada, just we need you to grow as a company about tenfold.
Yeah.
And then just absorb everything that you can. Just absorb it all. Okay.
The DC
Please.
license.
Yes.
Start pumping out
yes.
Superman. Yeah.
Yes. But David,
Yeah.
on to your next. So this is the coming X-Men wave next year. What excites you most about this entire wave? Because you told me, like, you didn't say any specifics. You just said the wave.
Yeah. Well, I was going off of the stuff that we know is coming, and we know a very limited amount of things that are coming in Legends for the new year. We know about the Spider-Man Retro Card wave, which shout out to Dan, who he already has in hand, doing reviews, posting reviews this week.
Have you, Dan, who?
Amazing Chameleon figure. So much for like Canada getting everything early.
Yeah, what happened?
But we know about that. We know about Dragon Man. We know about the X-Men wave. But that's about it. So I love the diversity of this wave because it truly is a round robin of stuff for people from different decades, different eras, different realities of X-Men fandom. So you get your X Factor Cyclops, which is 80s. You get your Marrow in her X-Men / Capcom look, which is 2000s. You get your Husk, which is mid 90s. You get your Fabian Cortez, which is early 90s. You get your AOA Nightcrawler, which is AOA plus Uncanny X-Force, which is what, 2000s, late 2000s? Like maybe 08, 09. Rich would know. I don't know anybody else that would know. And AOA Gambit, which is also like mid 90s. So like you get all sorts of different corners of X-Men, and they complement each other in a way, but they also hit different categories for different fans of X-Men. So every single figure looks amazing. Every single figure looks well executed. They are getting more accessories back. Like looking at all these packages look full.
Yeah, all of them look full. Everything looks
Who's at the
great.
controls? What's going on?
I don't know. Damn, Kenny.
But yeah, like every figure looks packed with hands, heads, power effects, build-a-figure part. Like there's nothing lacking in this wave. So this is a very good, strong revisitation of the X-Men brand. After we've been waiting since, what was the last real X-Men wave? Like,
it's been a while.
Chode?
Yeah.
Was that really the last X-Men wave that we had?
Yeah.
And that was last year, not even this year, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it was Chode and then Bonebreaker before that.
Which
yeah.
So
we had so many Build-A-Figures this past year that it's hard to keep track.
Well, speaking of that, like Dan, who just posted that, he was just saying like we had 170 action figures in Marvel Legends in 2023 and only 130 this year. And I do think we would have had more, but I think that Marvel Cinematic Universe push took a bunch of Marvel movie figures out of the list for this year and moved them to next year. Because if the movies weren't changed to push back, we would have had a Thunderbolts wave, right? We would have had a Brave New World wave potentially before it was reworked into deluxe releases. So like, I imagine that the
It would have been like
would
2
have
more
been
waves at
a
least.
chunk of like
Yeah.
15 figures, 16 figures that would have upped the quantity. We could have been pushing 350, if not additional deluxe releases and whatever else, you know. Like, I don't know if there's a planned what if wave or a Disney Plus, you know, jumble wave of things that we didn't get yet. So I think the count would have been higher if there wasn't that MCU delay situation. So
Agreed.
yeah.
It's like a well-rounded wave. I mean, personally, I've really eased back on Legends. Like I've said, nothing in this wave jumps out at me. This is a skip for me, but I can appreciate how it does. It's a wide-reaching wave, right? It's a wide-reaching wave. So there's a little something for almost everybody. Not me, but almost everybody. And it's a Build-A-Figure wave. And not only do they have the Build-A-Figure piece, but like you said, David, there's accessories too. So hopefully this isn't them blowing the budget on the first wave of the year.
It might be. It might be.
No.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. So David, you're all in on this wave?
Yeah, I think I might even get that Wolverine that doesn't have the Build-A-Figure piece. I might even get him.
It's a Wolverine. All right.
It is that.
Kenny?
Oh, I'm wave? Yeah, I'm all in. I love everything in here. You know, every package looks full. You've got everything going on. Multiple like David covered it all, but like everything in this wave looks great. Wolverine, like I'll buy Wolverine for the sake of Wolverine, so it doesn't matter if there's a BAF piece in there. Nightcrawler, I'm gonna get 2 because I want to put one in the X-Force and one in AOA.
You don't need to do that though. He comes with 2 heads, so you just use like another Nightcrawler, like a cheaper Nightcrawler, like X-Men 97 Nightcrawler or something.
No, but I have 97s in my Excalibur display, the Wendigo ones in my main X-Men display. So you know
that sounds like madness, Kenny. Madness.
Look behind you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying. Yeah, and I love that we're getting like this 80s X Factor, you know, so start building that out. And yeah, so I'm in for everything. And yeah, again, no notes.
Yeah, like it reinforces teams that they've been doing with the X-Force, Uncanny X-Force, and Generation X and Age of Apocalypse. And Marrow complements the Maggot figure from like that what was it, Operation Zero Tolerance era of X-Men, but yet starting new things with the Acolytes and that version of X Factor. So like there's just enough balance of like reinforcing what you've been buying already, plus here's new avenues that we're going to go into, you know. So like so good. Yeah. This is how you do it.
I love it.
Yeah. St. James says he wants to build a figure, but really only wants the bottom row. I do think that is a nice looking Cyclops. I like that beam effect in there. That's really awesome.
Oh yeah.
But
that's 2 pieces, right? Like the main piece that sticks in his visor is separate from the impact piece, from what I heard. So I wonder if the impact piece would fit on the other blast effects that we've gotten so far.
Hopefully.
I'm curious.
Yeah, that's really cool. But knowing toy companies, probably not.
No,
probably not.
These are the people that gave me faceplate Kang with a throne. So
that's true.
You know.
Yeah. So, Andrew, I assume you're like me. You're just now dipping your toes in Legends. So, and I think these are for the comic book fan, right? Like these are like comic book stories and everything. So if you didn't follow along with all those stories and everything, I hesitate to say it's not deep cuts, but it's very specific, you know, like it's not deep cuts, but very specific, you know, stories and stuff like that. So
that's fair.
So if none of it, you know, kind of tugs on your heartstrings of a specific story you followed, then it's just most of this wave is going to be a pass for you.
I would honestly, I would beg to say that Fabian's probably the most wide net cast figure on, and this is just, I'm just saying this because like the animated series, right? Like if people are building out like an animated series display, they're going to want Fabian, but everything else, yeah, you're right. I mean, there's a lot of niche in here. So
Mhm.
Oh yeah. And Brian Merchant says he was bummed that Wolverine is extreme and not ultimate. He wants the ultimate team so bad. Yeah,
Mhm.
so a lot of
get
teams
there.
for them to finish.
Yeah.
A lot of teams. So let's see. What do we have next, David? Oh, we're gonna keep it with Marvel Legends, but we're going maybe a little bigger scale. Just a little bigger, a little bigger. So these are what the HasLab model should have been in the first place. They made to order, limited time pre-orders, get your orders in, and then they go out and make them. Hasbro's such a big company, and if you make it something somebody wants, it's gonna get made. And the fact that Dragon Man is getting made, you can't look back at any failed HasLabs and say that this model wouldn't have done wonders for that product. Just saying.
Mhm.
But David, these two guys are, Dragon Man. These it's going to be smaller than the Sentinel here.
I
But
like the scale you have here.
Yeah, this looks a little deceptive.
Yeah,
Art
these
here.
these are the
Dragon Man's
pictures.
going to be huge.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but no. So Giant Man's like he's probably going to be like up to the thigh of the Sentinel, maybe like the top of his wings.
Yeah,
That's probably like knee, mid thigh, bottom of the
That's what I'm
sentinel
thinking.
hand, maybe.
Like the spike, probably right there at the mid thigh
Yeah.
to the fist. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. But man, so which one are you more excited about here?
I can't even choose. Like they're really. I mean, they're so different. Like I Dragon Man is not something that I felt like I needed them to make. I have the prior one, the real prior one from the Fantastic Four Classics line. He's up there. He's in front of the Fin Fang Foom dragon up there. So have that. So I'm not like clamoring like it's not a hole in my collection that I needed filled immediately, but they are just leveling up so well with the articulation and the details on this that I just can't not buy it to replace the old one. He's going to have the extra set of wings that's more expanded. Um, I mean, I could care less about the book he gets to hold and all that, but like, it's just an impressive looking figure. It's one of those characters that is just so unique that like, it makes the viewer like wonder, well, what's the story with the big purple dragon guy? So I love that. And then this is a great realization of the classic Sentinel model coming to life and being able to army build that, even on a small scale of army. I think I'm in for 3. I think I might have created 5 orders that I will probably cancel 2 of. And land on 3 officially. But it's just a beautiful looking piece. So like, I can't choose. They're both going to be great. They're going to do their own thing, in the collection. Need them.
Is it just me, or is it odd that they're both in the same color scheme?
Yeah.
They saved on paint. That's fair.
They did. I don't care about Dragon Man. I don't need it. So, but that's the great thing about this model is you don't need it. You don't pre-order it. It's whatever. He's more of a niche character, you would say, David, right? Like,
Yeah,
but
sure.
as far as a Sentinel goes, now you get into army building. Now you get into X-Men 97 revamping the animated series. You get into, even if you didn't care for the original animated series or 97, this can go in your comic displays. This is just a great Sentinel at a great size at a decent price, right? I'm not going to call it a great price, but it's decent. It's not egregious. It could have been lower, but it definitely could have been a lot higher. So you can get one, can be your centerpiece. I'm gonna get at least one. I've got 2 on pre-order. Because David is a terrible influence. That's my excuse. But yeah, it's gonna be a great centerpiece for X-Men display for me. And David, you said you're getting at least how many? How many
3.
are you gonna at least 3? That's a good number. That's a good number.
Yeah, it's a round number. You know.
Kenny's getting 10.
Andrew, have you ever heard of the Sentinels?
Not really, no.
They were a band from the 90s.
Have you ever heard of X-Men, Andrew?
Well, yes, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Andrew, like the Sentinels, if you remember anything from the animated series, like it was like the main big bad of like the very first episode. But they're constantly reoccurring. They're like big robots just made to hunt down the mutants and everything.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you like go back and watch like any of the X-Men the animated series, it'll trigger that memory. But, oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're just great. You know, the typical superhero stuff. Bad guys that they can cut up and kill and destroy without there being like blood and guts everywhere. So
yeah,
there's that. So, but man, it's gonna be great. It's Andrew. See how I can't read that text. It's so small. I'm an old man now. I need reading glasses. How tall are these, David?
27.4 centimeters, 10.8 inches tall. Oh no. Wide.
That's
wide. 22.2 inches tall for the Sentinel. Yeah.
That's a big boy.
Yeah.
It's a big boy.
Bigger the better. We know that Kenny loves a full package.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
So for in this great graphic for size comparison, Andrew, there is a standard Marvel Legend standing right there next to
the Cyclops,
it.
not
That is
the
to scale.
Yeah.
So these
This
are going to be
pretty
big.
tall. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's to scale, really. It's to scale. So, yeah, compulsive collector. Dragon Man is 10 inches tall. Yeah, so that's big enough to be, yeah, dude. Looking at it, if you just pop that head off and pop like a Goliath, somebody did like a custom Goliath, like Gargoyle's Goliath head to pop on there. That looked pretty cool. That's what the color and the wings make me think of is gargoyles.
Mhm.
So, another thing NECA is messed up on. What happened to your gargoyles line, NECA? Yeah. Why can't their closed wings come with them, NECA? This isn't a NECA episode.
What happened to your dinosaurs line, NECA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Back to the Future 3, NECA.
Yeah, NECA.
Andrew, get him. Andrew, jump in here.
Yeah, what about your double shipping of things and then sending threatening emails? Yeah.
Yeah, NECA.
That's all I know.
Come on the show and defend yourself, NECA.
Oh gosh, they won't. They're scared.
They don't
Yeah.
answer email, so that's a respectful decline.
Exactly. Oh, did you have something to say about the?
No, but
You sure?
John did. Let's see.
Oh,
No,
God.
did I? I don't know. Maybe I did. I just wanted to read this first. Speaking of things coming to 25, I think it's time to hear Kenny's thoughts on the Superman. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey,
I bet he loved it.
I did love it. Yeah, I did. I loved it. Yes. Yeah,
Did
I'm
you
very.
cry? Did you cry, Kenny?
Dude, when crypto came, that was a little. That was good. That was a good moment. I'm very much looking forward to this movie. I'm a fan of James Gunn, so he does some weird things, but I like what he does, and I am hopeful. So my big thing is like, I like Henry Cavill looks like Superman. He's a good Superman, but I don't like Zack Snyder. So the Snyderverse is shit to me, and Man of Steel is whatever. So I'm very much looking forward to James Gunn's version of Superman. Look, nothing is ever going to be Christopher Reeve Superman. The man was just perfect. Okay. So I don't know. Everything is always going to be compared to that. That's the basis for like movie cinematic Superman. But I do have a lot of hope. I don't know. I'm not familiar with David Cornsweet as an actor, but no, I think there's potential there. So I'm very much open. The trailer was very intriguing to me, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. But for these two figures, yeah, I like them both, so I'm in for these. We already know that. But yes, but that's my thoughts on the Superman trailer and scene.
Nice. This ad break has been brought to you by Compulsive Collector. So, speaking of, well, DC,
Compulsive
that's a
Collector.
great segue.
Mm.
Great segue. David, your last slide I have here, you just mentioned McFarlane's DC kind of like retro stuff. Like, I think they're basically coining it all like Batman 66, basically. Outside of the what's the superpowers line. So
Yeah. Well, so in this first list, it was like what we know about coming, and all I know about the future of the 66 retro carded line is that the next wave is supposed to be based on superpowers, like the Super Friends cartoon. So if you haven't heard, it's Batman, surprise. It's Green Lantern, it's Sinestro, it's Riddler, and it's Lex Luthor from the Super Friends cartoon design. So
Nice.
I'm interested in that. Like, I don't know. I think that they'll probably be the same aesthetic as the animated Batman, like, what is it? The New Adventures of Batman cartoon that they did, like a detour from Batman 66 on that retro carded line.
yeah.
So it's probably going to be the same Batman, like recolored a little darker for the Super Friends cartoon. And so I think the aesthetic of this new wave will probably fit that. But it's good that they're getting a Green Lantern in there to like kind of fit that animated retro aesthetic. And you could probably fudge the Superman and Wonder Woman from Batman 66 into that version. So I'm interested in seeing what those look like. But I don't want to lose Batman 66 as a true property. So I'm very curious as to what might come in the future for that in the next year. So just eyes on that line for now, and we'll see. It seems to be like the last thing that they ever really announce or reveal from time to time. I think the last time we saw Batman 66 stuff was San Diego Comic-Con. That was the last reveal of stuff from there. And we have those figures now in hand. So just curious and eager to see like how they tie it back into the show again, But I like that they veer off into like giving you retro animated things connected to Batman. It's fun,
Yeah. Find different ways to give you characters and different looks and everything. And
Yeah.
McFarlane's going to McFarlane, but at least he's finding fun ways to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He's giving us great green Superman, glow in the dark Captain Carrots. What did he say was on that Robin? I don't know. He was caked with something. Candle wax and candle wax.
Allegedly,
icing.
yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, it's great. We know, David. I know this line right here is your passion. Like it's your passion. So I hope you just keep getting more and more figures.
Thank you.
So because you gotta have that fun line where you can admit its faults, but at the same time it just it does something for you.
Yeah.
And that's what matters. So then I think we are hold on, we got somebody here. JBTM says I would be honored to be a part of these streams. Oh well, JBTM, I believe. I don't know. It's so small on my computer. Become a Justified channel member. We've had our 2 MVPs on the stream so far. We also had St. James and
Kurt K,
who are the Justified tier members on. We love to. I've got people hitting me up that are members, and I'm trying to work people in. And we'll work something out. Happy to have you here. I'm glad you enjoyed the streams, and stay tuned. Just enjoy that you're watching. Thank you, my friend. I don't recognize that name, but thank you.
Subscribe, JBTM.
Yeah. Make sure you're subscribed. I meant be so. Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about any typo errors. You're in good company. Trust me. Yeah, don't worry about any typos, my friend. But yeah, thank you for joining us. And I hope to see you around. We're here every Saturday night for 2 to 3 hours. Just gotta cut it at 3. But now, Andrew, we're into your territory. So I know with what you sent me, since you mainly, as far as 6-inch action figures, you stick with Star Wars. You're kind of dipped your toes into Marvel Legends a little bit. So with Star Wars, you basically, what you sent me was what you're hoping for. And that's why I kind of put you last. So we can kind of segue into like our wish list stuff. Because this is like your wish list stuff. Because as far as, is there anything that Black Series has announced at all that you're anticipating, or is it just like, I don't really, it'll get here when it gets here?
Yeah, I mean, some of it's not like the most exciting. I mean, I would like to see this get re-released because, I mean,
right,
currently, if you're looking for it on the secondhand market, you're talking 50, 70 just for this archive version. But if you go and look for like what's called the Orange Line Black Series figure, where it comes with a different head sculpt for the Anakin, you're looking at least 100. If you get a can't even talk SFV
SH Figure Arts,
that's it.
Yeah,
I'll get it eventually. But if you look for that, you're looking at over $100 just for something that matches this figure.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of looking for something to get re-released at like that $25 price range. Because I mean, I don't want to go spending out a whole bunch of money on it.
No.
So
These aren't showing up at Ross?
No.
Damn.
Maybe a long time ago.
Anakin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Do you remember about what year this Anakin came out, Andrew?
Not that one. Let's see. I can look it up. I mean,
they just did the Phantom Menace anniversary, so this has some type of older Anakin has to be coming eventually, like them re-releasing. They're revisiting the prequel trilogy, so they have to, right?
You would think.
And maybe they can just they can take a page out of McFarlane's book and do a play set and release him with like some of these young Padawans here.
Yeah.
Or with Robert De Niro.
Yeah. There we go. You know, where he's coming in, he's making sure they're all right. Everyone's seen the movie, you know.
Everybody's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently the archive version was released in 2019. So missed it by a little bit.
Yeah. Compulsive collector.
There we go.
Archive 2019. Yep. Yeah. So
5 years,
yeah, so it's time for a re-release, and I can definitely see that what they'll probably do is they'll do it would be episode 5 Anakin re-released first, and then they would do episode 2 Anakin first, and then episode 3. I get confused with the original trilogy and then prequels, blah blah blah. It'd be episode 2 Anakin re-released first, and then probably a year later they would re-release this one. My guess. Compulsive Collector says sold that archive Anakin for over 100. Yep. Yeah. And maybe they would do like some different face sculpts or something.
Yeah, that's what the Orange Line Black Series box had. It had like the second face sculpt. So.
Nice. Okay.
Yep, that's one that I would like to get re-released. I think there's been other YouTubers been talking about it, so maybe we'll get to see it.
It's got to be around the corner. It has to be. And you also sent me this, so you'll have to explain this to me, because is this from season 3 of The Mandalorian?
Yes. So Mandalorian. Yeah. So this is like a scene where Ragnar is one of the younger Mandalorians, is Paz Vizsla's son. And both him and Grogu are trying to compete against each other.
Yeah.
Doing like a little training battle scene, I guess you can call it. And it's just where Grogu kind of shows that he can actually do more than just walk around and sit there and be carried by somebody. So, yeah, this is where he got shot twice with a little paint.
It's a good
dart.
episode. It's
Yeah.
a good episode.
Oh, poor
So,
Grogu.
Yeah, but he ended up winning, so Grogu won.
Nice.
He had 3 shots at one time, so. But yeah,
Nice.
that's something I could see getting, and then maybe even some of the other younger Mandalorians you see in the background.
Right.
You know, because
bunch of kid Mandalorians with the kid Padawans that get released with the Anakin playset. There we go.
Exactly. Maybe with some lightsaber marks on them.
Oh gosh, they come in pieces. Right?
Yeah, they do.
But nah, I can definitely see them doing this, man, because right now, like with Star Wars, what I'm seeing like in Target when I see anything, it's anything with the Mandalorian helmet on it on the shelf. Like they're all about like chucking out these figures with like different Mandalorians and everything, which is cool if you want to like army build and stuff like that. So yeah. So that was the only 2 you sent me. Was there anything else that you're hoping for on any type of wish list or looking forward to?
Nothing else I can really think of, currently. I'm sure I'll probably come up with something else later on, but
as soon as we go off stream, like, dang.
Just thought of something. Yeah.
What's St. James saying? Hold on, John. I got this. Justin is like the Grogu of this channel being carried by Dave.
Whoa.
Wow.
Is that why my back hurts so much?
That's the old age, David. Don't front.
Yep. Wow.
And yeah.
What? If anyone not named Justin likes Star Wars. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think okay. Yeah. St. James cracked John up. So guys, we can go back around. That's why I kind of saved Andrews for last, because that ties us into like the wish list. Okay. So let's see. I don't want to go first with the wish list. Let's keep it going. Let's go back in reverse order. David, what would you say?
I have to refer to my list.
Top of your wish list. Yeah, I don't have any slides for this.
Oh, you don't slide. Oh shit! Now I gotta look at what I.
Because I was like, I wasn't sure you would actually put graphics together for me because I sent you my list so late. So I kept written on a piece of paper, analog.
Wait, I don't know if that says more about like my commitment or more about your lack of confidence in me.
Why can't it be both?
I guess that's fair. That's fair.
Well, I kind of talked about my first wish list of like McFarlane Batman 66, like what they might release in the next year, because I do want to see them go back to the show. There's still, as we know from seeing Star Wars milk properties for decades and decades and decades over and over again in toy lines. No shade, Star Wars. But Batman 66 is a toy line that could still be milked for many, many years to come. So, but who knows? I'll be happy with anything that they put out. What, Justin? You look like you want to say something.
Who?
What, Justin?
I don't know. Someone typed agreed as
I
me?
did, but apparently it showed up as you too. So I saw that. I was like, "Whoa, that was weird." But yeah,
that confused the crap out of me. I'm agreeing.
Excuse me too.
In real time, you were just
Kenny hacked me again.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, we both just said agreed. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That
was weird.
I thought I was like had an impersonator that also subscribed to the channel because it's in subscriber only mode. Anyway, David, continue. I was just thrown off there.
So then in reversing through Marvel Legends, some of the rumored things that I've seen on lists is Green Banshee, which we definitely need to complete the giant size X-Men team. Deluxe Storm. So There's no definitive answer on what kind of storm this would be, but Deluxe Storm is a good example of something that we could just pack a ton of power effects into. Lightning, tornado effects, you name it. A couple of expressive heads with lightning coming out of the eyes. Like, think of all the things that you could do to show a powered up storm, and then apply that idea to any other Marvel Legends character like Mr. Fantastic. You could do stretchy parts galore. Iceman, you could build an ice slide and still have attachment effects for all sorts of things made of ice. So like that deluxe model, if they're rolling that out through multiple comic versions of the Legends line, like that is exciting to think of what that could be. And Feral was a rumored figure that I finally saw on a list. So maybe it's wishful thinking. Maybe I'm just like trying to will it into existence. But we need to complete original Liefeld X-Force. We need Feral. We also need Rachel for Excalibur. So those two, if those were to happen this year, I might be able to like think about quitting collecting eventually.
Not
And
gonna
then my
happen.
number 3 on the wish listing is the Sesame Street line, which we've seen 3 figures of. So Bert, Ernie, and the Count. But it's from NECA. So my one caveat is don't fuck it up like you did in 2024. Also, in recent news, Sesame Street is very iffy right now. Like there's like a war on PBS from the government. Like they might like cancel PBS as a channel, and Sesame Street may not have a home to be aired anymore. So I don't know if that means that Sesame Street as a property is just going to end. But if they're just trying to get a line off the ground at NECA for Sesame Street, that would be really bad timing to like lose Sesame Street from television the year that you're making action figures for it. So I can't say that NECA's fucking that up, but maybe they just waited too long. But yeah, so I'm curious to see what could happen with Sesame Street as a toy license in the future.
Mr. Encounter Culture himself right here. Kenny, you didn't have to do that, my friend. Thank you so much. Gifted 5 justified memberships.
Woo!
You got to make that list longer. You know, when Alexi gets back, I just want him to read for like the last 15 minutes of every live stream. You know,
it's going to be a 4-hour live stream now.
Yeah.
So everybody knows what Kenny did to get those memberships to everybody.
Never leave the cave without it.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you, Kenny. Let's see who caught those. I have to look down at the chat because StreamYard, for some reason, still will not show in its chat who caught the memberships.
It's about to be 2025. Where
Yeah,
can technology
2025.
catch up? Like,
Come
we're supposed to
on.
have flying cars.
It's the Blackder, who I feel like is our newly married friend Lorenz.
Mm-hmm.
Collecting Rush, Phoenix, Jay's Toy Collection UK, and Art G. So congratulations, everybody. Go ahead and drop Kenny a big thank you in the chat. And make sure you're subscribed to Kenny's channel as well. The link's in the description down below. If you're watching this channel and you're not subscribed to Kenny's channel when he's bringing you all those great reviews, what are you doing with your life? I don't know what you're doing. What are you doing with your life? Anyway,
well,
David, I'm sorry. So. yeah, here we go. David, I'm sorry. I don't know if I interrupted you or anything, my friend.
No, I think I got it all out. Yeah.
Good. So just everything. David says his wish list is everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
And NECA don't fuck it up.
And NECA don't fuck it up.
Oh gosh, you're asking a lot. You're
I
asking
know,
a lot.
but I hope springs eternal. You know, I'm just always an optimistic person, and I'm just optimistic that NECA just doesn't fuck it up as badly as they did in this past year. So
we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny, what is on your wish list, my friend?
Okay, so here's what I got for you. The first thing I have on my wish list, and this might be, maybe people won't agree with this, but I would love to see an updated Fin Fang Foom, right? I don't know that HasLab is the right way to go for that. I don't think it has the appeal that the HasLab would warrant. But I do think that with the made to order model, we could get a Fin Fang Foom. The question is, are we going to get it in the size that we want? And
How
what is
big
that,
do you
though?
want your dragon to be, Kenny?
Oh, I like a big dragon, you know what I mean? I don't know. I guess probably I would like it bigger than the Build-A-Figure, right? It doesn't have to be massive. I don't need like I don't need a 4-foot dragon, but I don't know. Maybe
But
like
you know there is a Mythic Legions dragon
that's
coming
true.
out
I've
next
heard.
year that
Word on the street is
might be 4 feet
Yeah.
long.
word on the street is if you want a 4-foot dragon, there's one coming. I don't know. I guess maybe like 20. I don't know. Well, do you want it to be bigger than the Sentinel? No, I don't think so.
Well,
Right.
X-Men 97 Sentinel's 22 inches tall.
Yeah.
So would you want it
21.
smaller or bigger than the
Maybe like
22
20, 20-ish,
20.
Yeah.
right? I don't know. Seems reasonable. A little bit bigger than the Build-A-Figure, but not 4 feet. Hit me somewhere in the middle.
Mm.
I'm good.
John, I see the comment. I'm not even bringing that comment up on screen. No.
There's
No. Like David tried to get me earlier with the carrot thing or whatever.
that one, yeah. Don't Google that one. So I don't know, David. What do you think? Like, do you have any desire for a new Fin Fang Foom, or are you okay with the Build-A-Figure?
I have mine up there.
Yeah.
I agree. It's probably not like wide-ranging appeal enough for a HasLab. I'm questioning whether they will even like do a HasLab because made to order seems like such an ideal format, and it's gonna be successful with the Sentinel 97 at least.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just gonna say, "Hey, this works for us, so we'll just do this forever." So who knows if they'll even do another HasLab? But yeah, I think it works for the made-to-order format. I would, depending again on scale and price, I would probably buy it. But it's not an army builder, so I wouldn't create 5 orders and then cancel 2.
That's
so fair. They'll get me for at least 1. What are they going to give them as options? Like removable shorts?
Yes.
A fire breathing, beam. Maybe 2 wing options like Dragon Man.
Yeah.
He should be big enough to hold Iron Man in his claws.
Right. Yes.
So I mean, I don't know.
So
I feel like maybe
in the 20s,
bigger than the Sentinel, maybe bigger than the Sentinel, but a little bit, maybe 24 inches. What was the Giant Man? Was 24?
24, right?
Because Sentinel 97 is slightly smaller than him, right?
Yes.
So, and it was like $25 cheaper than him. So,
yep.
So if we're looking at a 24-inch Dragon Man, then that would be a $200 price relative to the Giant Man figure, and he would be the same size as Giant Man. Yeah. So that I could see that being justifiable. But yeah, I mean, but again, I'm not clamoring for him. Like I don't.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw him in a comic?
That's fair, and like I have the Build-A-Figure too, right? So it's not like an empty spot on the shelf. And that one still looks good. I think I would just like to see what they would do now. I guess maybe that's the anticipation.
I could go there with you.
Yeah.
But like I think when I think of like if you're gonna create these projects made to order, if we have a version of Dragon Man already, I mean Fin Fang Foom, sorry. If we have that already, then like I would want bigger characters that we don't have yet. I would want
that's a great
Atlas
point.
from the Thunderbolts. I would want Clint Barton Goliath. I would want Bill Foster Goliath. I would, like, I would want to build out more things that we just haven't seen yet at all.
But if they're going to do 2 of those a year, right? So they kill HasLab, and now we're going to get 2 big projects every year, right? So that could be something to factor in.
Yeah.
But I think even like they rolled this made to order thing out at the back half of the year. So I think we could look at 4 a year. We could do 1 every quarter.
Okay. So, I like it.
I mean, if they did that, then I wouldn't feel like I'm losing an option of something else.
For something else that you, okay. You know? All right. I like it.
All right. So we've made the deal. So Hasbro, quarterly made to order project. One of them is Fin Fang Foom. The others are the 3 that I was talking about. And then we're good.
And that's justified.
Right. Bam.
Boom.
Justified.
All right.
You need that stamp emoji.
I know.
Because I do this every time. But like if you could hit the button when I do this and it just went justified, like
it has no effect if just David and I are just punching the
it's just like I'm
camera.
Like
it's weird.
Yeah, we have to all do it at the same time. Ready?
Yeah.
But if you had that graphic to pop up at that time right now, all our minds would have been blown.
With with the Law and Order, like you know.
Yes.
What I mean?
If that's not copywritten, do you think that's copywritten?
Who knows?
I'm sure it's usable. It's so short. It's got to be usable.
How can you copyright like you know?
St. James asking what happened to the chat. I don't know. I can still see the chat where I'm at right here. But StreamYard is loading. I don't know what chat you're in, St. James. StreamYard loads in the chat from all the different places we're currently streaming to. But I think if you're watching whatever place you're watching from, you can only see the chat from that. Like if you're in my chat, you can only see what people are typing in my chat. But I think me and Kenny can both see everything.
I see everything
from everywhere. Yeah, we see everything. Yeah. So let's see here. What's Compulsive Collector saying? It'll depend on the internal numbers from the 2 they did this year. HasLab does create its own internet word of mouth marketing. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the Sentinel 97 is not going to be a failure. You know that.
No.
We all know
that. Raging success.
Dragon Man being the first one and being a niche character, it's probably not going to turn out the same numbers, obviously. But,
But Sentinel will more than compensate.
Yeah.
So they can do that. They can pair a niche character and then they can keep rotating. Niche character, home run. Niche character, home run.
This is where I'm going because, like, you gotta pander to both type of collector.
Yeah.
You need the big, like, slam dunk character like a Sentinel, which overperforms in the numbers, to then still present the modest delivery of a Dragon Man model. But the Dragon Man thing hits all of those like serious collectors, the ones that like would buy the entire Marvel universe in one form, because you don't want those customers to be left behind and only doing the A-list, army builders all the time,
Yeah. Exactly. Let's see here. Kenny, did you have anything else on your wish list?
Yeah, so I guess sticking with big projects, the main other wish list item for 2025 would be for the Ghostbusters team to do a HasLab Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man, right? So you see like the big Stay Puft Marshmallow Man behind me, right? Like I would love to get that in like an action figure form. So that one's actually just a foam thing that I got from Spirit Halloween probably like 8 years ago. I don't know. It's still holding up, but foam is only going to last so long, right? So if I can get something in that size in plastic, I think that, and I don't see how that would fail as a HasLab. The Ghostbuster fan base is pretty loyal to it, and they will make most anything happen. So it would be cool to see. I guess I would like to see it in, I don't know, 22 to 24 inch Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Yeah.
Right there, that 97 Sentinel size.
You love that. You love those 24 inches, Kenny. I gotta say.
Yeah.
Man after
Give
man
me
heart.
2 feet. You know what I mean?
Oh man. Oh, guys, our number one fan, compulsive collector, upgraded his channel membership to justified MVP. Thank you so much, John.
I'd like to say you'll never regret it, but you will almost immediately.
All right, thank you, John. And you know what? You get the old school.
Don't forget, you're my number one customer.
There we go. From the best Christmas movie, by the way, the best Christmas movie out here. Andrew, you said you finally watched.
Unsubscribe and he just clicked the wrong thing.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably it.
Yep.
And, Andrew, you said you finally watched Jingle All the Way the other day and you liked it.
Yep. Sure did. It was good. I don't know if it's my number one, but it was good. It was really good.
So how about just a single pack Slimer?
Yeah, because I mean they packed it into the HasLab this year, but yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with just doing a single release Slimer. Everybody, that's just something that anybody would want to add, right?
Compulsive Collector says ain't nobody talking about MVP on this motherfucker anymore without speaking my name. I expect the graphic to be updated by the end of the stream tonight. It's aye, Captain. Aye. Me and I unboxed Captain Ash here. Look at this. Guys, this is so much fun. Me and Captain Ash are on it.
Who were you ignoring when they were talking to be opening that package during the stream?
I wasn't ignoring anybody. It's one cut of tape. It's one cut of tape, David. It's one cut of tape. Heck, I might have been opening it while I was talking. I don't know.
That's fair.
There we go. That's fun. I can multitask.
Okay.
Terribly.
Before we move on, and speaking of opening things while people are talking, so the trap I opened earlier, and I said how awesome it was, right? Pretty heavy, good metal. The PKE meter, though, it's not. I mean, it feels good, but it's definitely plastic, right? I would have liked to have had this in maybe a little heftier, but
it would have been better at 24 inches too, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
probably. Yeah.
David, just ignore what John is saying in the chat.
Can't ignore it. I can't unsee it.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I was watching the screen. I was listening to you. I was popping it out of the plastic. It's fine.
Sure.
It's fine. It's fine. So I guess it's me and my wish list. Let's see. When I was thinking about this, honestly, like when it comes to Marvel Legends, it's hard for me to say because I've scaled back so much. I want them to continue releasing X-Men 97 figures, of course, like we all do. Right, Andrew? Like we all do. I want the Spider-Man animated series line to continue. They released a Beyonder, the Disco Beyonder this year. I want the animated series Beyonder, which coincidentally is his more, iconic comic book look too. So they could swing that. I want, a Man Spider. I want just so many different things from Spider-Man the animated series. Just keep those coming. That's all on my wish list. The animated series accurate Tombstone, even though the newer Tombstone is really good, I want the animated series accurate one. So just keep those coming. With McFarlane, I want my biggest wish list for McFarlane. Keep the wired capes coming. Move towards going pinless with those huge pins. I accept the 7-inch scale at this point. I reluctantly accept it. It's here to stay until another company takes over, right? And I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I would love Jada to take over. I would love it, but I feel like they're at least 5 years away from maybe being able to afford the license. I think they will get there if they keep doing what they're doing. They're going to keep growing, but it's just time. So I feel like we're just stuck with McFarlane for right now. There's all these rumors about licenses renewing and other companies pitching for it and everything. I feel like when Toddy Max does go up, we can't say what the future holds for these toy lines because we're not in those boardrooms. We're not in those pitch meetings and all that. It's probably more 70-30. He's going to keep DC. And Hasbro will probably keep Marvel. There's always a chance it could swap or they could go somewhere else. There's always a chance. But I feel like for right now, we're just stuck with the 7-inch scale line. So all I ask, Todd, just keep the improvements. Cloth wired capes. I don't want to see any more plastic capes. Cloth wired. And move away from those pins. They're huge. They're huge. It's ridiculous when all these other companies are going pinless. You're just like, if we got to deal with the 7-inch scale, Jada Toys, brand new to 6-inch action figures. They were doing die-cast cars and little die-cast figurines before this, and they just go straight to this. It's crazy. They did the Universal Monsters first, but past that, I'm looking forward to SH Figure Arts continuing to release more Yu-Gi-Oh figures. I hope they deep dive into that. I would love if they went back into Pokemon and released trainers, re-release Ash, release other trainers. And if they're not going to do it, Jazzwares, the Pokemon Select, keep going with the Pokemon, but also release some trainers in that trainer team series in those big boxes. Release some articulated trainers. That'd be great. So I think that's really all at the top of my wish list. Do I think it's all going to happen? Probably not. Probably none of it. Except Hasbro with the continuing X-Men and Spider-Man. That's definitely going to happen.
Yeah, that'll happen.
But McFarlane, I see him going more towards going away from plastic capes now that he clearly has the cloth wired capes thing figured out. But I think the pins are here to stay, unfortunately. But Kenny, at least all 30 of your Supermen that you buy next year should have, at least 29 of them should have cloth wired capes.
Yeah. We shall see. We shall see.
We shall see. Let's see. What does Compulsive Collector have to say here? Those Superman trailer view numbers may get Mattel licking their chops. Yeah.
We can only hope.
Yeah. Do you think with how Mattel has improved their WWE line, especially like with the Ultimates, do you think that if they got DC back, how do you think it would be an improvement of where they left it and what McFarlane's doing now? Do you think it would be on par with one of those, or do you think that they figured something out and it would be an improvement over everything, Kenny?
I think it would be an improvement. I don't, as much as I like talk shit about the McFarlane Superman figures, I do buy them, right? And
yeah,
they're not all bad, but they're mostly bad. And I think Mattel is a company that they're smart enough, they're old enough, they've been around the block, they understand consumer trends and things. Frankly, I just don't understand the decision at the beginning of McFarlane's DC Multiverse to go 7-inch scale as opposed to 6-inch, and that's where Mattel would just go 6-inch. And yeah, they could definitely do it better now than they did before. And yeah, I don't know. I think McFarlane just loves that scale, right? Like he's always done. The movie Maniacs back in the day, they were 7-inch scale. That's just what he's always done for action figures, right? So aside from like the toy like the kid toy lines back in the day. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I think Mattel would handle it well. I think they would be able to improve upon other lines, what they've done up to this point, and be able to put out a competitive line for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. If we'll see. We'll see. Maybe by this time next year, news will be out that, hey, you see Jada's getting McFarlane or Mattel's getting it back.
And Mattel
Maybe.
could spend the money, right? Like I
Yeah.
said, Mattel's been around. They have the capital. They could do it. Whether they want to or not, I don't know. But
Yeah.
What's crazy is Mattel's last multiverse waves were pinless, weren't they? Like
so, right?
the Vixen figure and like some of the like.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Compulsive
sure they were
Collector.
pinless by that point.
John pointed out that they were getting good there at the end. So it'd be interesting. I would be even more interested in the chain reaction that would cause if Mattel got DC. Then what would that trigger McFarlane to go all out towards getting? Because I feel like now he's got that taste of having a main line in these stores, and he wants his teeth in something. So it'd be interesting.
He would just go off in the corner and make a bunch of Spawn figures. No?
Yeah, he crowdfund each one. Crowdfund each one.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, he could do a bunch of stuff. Like honestly, if he would just get rid of DC and go back to movie maniacs the way they used to be, like the movie maniacs these days are not good, by any means. They're shit figures, they're not even, they're shit statues, whatever. They're just shit. If he wanted to focus on stuff like that and actually put in the quality work, the company could do. Like I always say, I love the original movie Maniac stuff. The detail was great. You had like this little poster thing that was a nice little piece to go. They didn't have a lot of articulation, but they looked great. It wasn't like the movie Maniacs now. If you wanted to better that line, that'd be great. But there's so much stuff out there. If DC was off the table for McFarlane, he'll find a bunch of other things to do. There's so many things. Hell, you know what? Take Captain America. If you want to put that in 7-inch scale, I guess I'll be okay with that. Not Captain America, Captain Planet is what I was going for.
Like Captain America.
Totally different thing, right? Captain Planet. Just fine, whatever. Just pick something else. Pick something random. Do a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of things out there that still could be made into action.
How dare you throw Captain Planet to the wolves like that?
I don't want to, but David, I want someone to make. I want someone to make it. All right, anyone at this point, just anyone.
Sacrifices have to be made, right? Right. I went to buy a. I was looking at some Captain America Captain America. You got me kidding.
Sorry,
Captain Planet figures.
That was my bad.
At Retro Toy Con.
My bad.
And there were some there, but they were pretty expensive. There was one loose that had a decent price on it, and I asked the guy about it. It was behind some glass, and he was like, "Yo, yeah, I'll do this." And it was one of the Planeteers. It was like a really low number. I was like, "Really?" And he pulled it out, and I saw it was like somebody's dog had chewed on the foot of the Captain Planet. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I still almost got it because it was like $10 with like one of the Planeteers. I thought about it and I was like, I just can't. With being damaged like that, no, I just can't, man. I just can't. That'd be just a waste of $10 because it was bad. It was bad. But those figures, especially like on card, are expensive, man. At least the Captain Planet. I saw a sealed Captain Planet. I don't know what the going aftermarket is, but there I swear it was like $200, like on card. The card was in great shape, but ain't no way paying $200 for it in Captain Planet. But yeah, McFarlane will get Captain Planet. Anything to keep him away from Power Rangers. Stay the hell away from Power Rangers, Todd.
He's coming for Power Rangers.
He loves releasing Batman in every color, so he might go after Power Rangers to release in every color.
Well, this is Batman as the Pink Ranger, and then this is Batman as Please no. What did Todd say? What did I'm sorry. What did John say? He can have Captain power for all I care. I just want him to stay away from DC, especially now that the DC EU and New 52 finally died. Yeah. So, and let's see here. Andrew Kyle's in the chat, says the one and only diabolical Cuppy. Andrew, see, Todd could take some lessons from my construction of Cuppy here. Cuppy has great articulation. He's pinless. He's absolutely pinless.
Very pinless.
He has a soft goods mohawk, right?
Yep.
Right? Yep.
And an action feature, right?
Stabbing
He has
action.
an action feature and an accessory. So, there we go.
I think you could sell this, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
this
Mass producing Cuppy.
Yeah.
Mass producing
Have you
Cuppy
talked to
starting
Brandon
tomorrow.
from 9 to 5 Warriors about this character?
He saw the post and messaged me and said he loved it. So
there you go.
Right. This is the moment that you became an action figure produced company.
Right.
This is
Dude,
the moment.
if he wanted to take Cuppy and make one in the 9 to 5 Warriors line, I'd be all for it. I would love that.
I'd
I
get
would
Just
one.
want it cut though.
I don't even care about a cut. I would just love to see it made. I don't even care, man. I would just love to see it made. Hear that, Brandon? You have my permission. Like you needed it. You have my permission to make a Cuppy in the 9 to 5 Warriors line. Let's talk. But yeah. But guys, we're reaching the end of the show here. We're creeping up on 3 hours. Let me go ahead and read out our wonderful channel members. I don't have the new ones on.
If you don't want to do
yet.
it, I can give it a go.
Oh, okay, Kenny. Now, Kenny, in honor of John, we just need to slide his name over to the Justified MVP. So just read it if he's there. Okay.
All right. So at the beginning and end of each show, we read off the channel members here. So we're going to start with the Justified MVP. We're going to welcome the newest member to the Justified MVP, and that is one Don Juan John, Compulsive Collector. All right, so there you go. We've got Legion X. He's been here. You've seen him. You know what it's about. And the one and only original Agent Z-Man himself. Also, by the way, Z-Man, there's a store in Brazil called Z-Man, so I don't know if there's any association there, but let me know. Hit me in the DMs. Let's move over to the Justified. We've got St. James, the patron saint of action figures and collectibles. We've already talked about Compulsive Collector. He's moved over to a new category. You know what that's about. Dan, who? I don't know. Christopher Allen, everyone's favorite. Displayed once. Once is never enough. It should be displayed more than that, but we love you anyway. Zion Collectibles. There you go. Tac, Mark, we love you. We've seen you. Come over, hang out. Cedric Brown is here. Brian Wong, Kyle M. I knew a Kyle M once. It's probably not the same guy. Gabriel, KJ Smith, Cyber, like the Wolverine villain guy. No, probably not. Different Cyber. Abagon's Collection. Yes, I don't know. Jazz D, Kevin Beatty. Hey, Kevin, I know you. You just followed me the other day. We've seen you around. We love you. Kurt K, hope you enjoy that Alfred Army that I sent you. Super Turk 5000. Tanner, what's going on? Welcome. Darth Primus. Oh, Darth Primus, I saw your picture on an Instagram post the other day. You seem to be doing pretty well. I like that. John Busnick Jr. Did I say that right? Busnick? We like that. We're okay with that. We're moving on. Joe Juxtapose. Your girl's got Legos. Alexi's better half. Tell Alexi we said hello. Let him out of the basement at any time. We could use him here because I'm struggling in this situation now. Jesse Hubbard. Jesse Hubbard. There you go. You don't need to say any more than that. Brethen. I think we always struggle with this one. One day we'll be on the right page. STM Figures. What else do you need to say? Phil Jones, kind of like Phil Collins, but not as cool, but still we love him. Geek Fusion TV. Oh, Geek Fusion TV is also subscribed to my channel, which is a nice segue to the last guy, Encounter Culture, which is me. Hey, I made it through. Thank you.
Nice. Round of applause for Kenny. Thank you, Kenny. Great
Alexi,
job.
you do. I don't know how you do that. All right. Good job.
He just gets in that zone, man. He gets in that zone. I don't know. It's all I can do just to make it through the names. And I, of course, will have the graphic updated next week with our 5 new channel members graciously donated by Encounter Culture Kenny here himself. And if I can scroll up and see who those were. The Black Deer, a.k.a. Lorenz, Collecting Rush, Phoenix, Jay's Toy Collection UK, and Art G, the one and only Art G, whose Wolverine is on the way, Art. I promise it is. But guys, that's yeah, maybe. Guys, that's it. That's the show. Next week, the channel will officially be over a year old. We're gonna figure out what we're gonna do next week. Follow all these guys. The links are down in the description. David Evan Smith, his Instagram, Kenny Encounter Culture, his Instagram and his YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to his YouTube channel down there. Also, you launched memberships yourself, Kenny, right?
I did that. And
Yes.
if you want to join the lonely Justin Collects, feel free to do so. I don't know.
Look.
I could
I will
read
wear
your
that
name off
back
too on my channel, and you could be miserable listening to that. So come on, let's do it.
There we go. Make sure you check out Kenny's channel. He is right there with all the reviews before all those dastardly Brits get them in hand. And right here below me, Andrew, you launched your own toy Instagram finally.
Yeah.
The link is
There's
updated.
nothing on it.
yet. But
But it's
you'll
there.
Get there.
It's there.
You'll get there.
Yeah,
The link
right.
is down there.
If
Yeah.
I can figure out a point
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go. The name's under the link is in the description. Just click it. Click follow.
Yep.
Follow all these guys. Be here next week for episode 21. 21 of Collecting Justified. I don't know what we're doing next week. I don't know, David. You know what? We might pull a flipperoo. Let's do a flipperoo next week.
What the hell's a
are-
flipperoo?
Next I don't know.
I've heard of some kinky shit before.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Next week we can go over our top figures of 2024 if y'all want.
Maybe instead of like a top 10, because it's like the 1 year anniversary, what if it's like everybody's top 1 from whatever we collect?
We'll talk about it. We can talk about it. I
Okay.
like that. I like that. Definitely not everybody's top 10. It'll be a 5-hour
That would
stream.
be yeah.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
everybody's top
9
10.
hours.
No. But you know what? This guy this is a magnetic hat, guys. There's a magnet in all 3 of these heads. It's a magnetic hat. That is so
Nice.
cool. That is so cool. Yeah. If you haven't checked out, what are these guys called again? Plunderlings. I'm probably the last person in the world to get one in my hand. I don't
Well,
know.
you're not, because I don't even know what the fuck a plunderling is, but sure, yeah.
They're a little gremlin, Kenny. They're a little gremlin.
Okay.
it's-
all right.
It's
I got a gremlin over there. I don't know.
But yeah, these guys are great, man. Look at that huge sword. He's got a magnetic head. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Anyway, guys, make sure you subscribe if you enjoy this content. Because I know you do. You can go ahead and click down below. There's a link where you can become justified, like all those great people that Kenny wrote off.
I wrote you off.
You
You're
read
all
them.
out of here.
You
Get
broke them
out.
off,
Read
but they're not-
off.
they're done.
Get out of my
I'm
life.
Tired. We have to get out of here. It is almost midnight.
Yep.
We'll be back next Saturday. And until then, we'll appreciate you guys. Thank you.